knowing how many books of the Bible is supposed to be easy for us to be able to get. And yet that's not the case. That's not the case at all. It seems simple, but the simple things seem to be the hardest for them to answer. Exactly. Isn't that strange too? It's interesting. Get out of here, Toasty. It's interesting, like, that when you ask a Christian, at least today, it seems like when I ask a Christian very simple questions, it seems like even more confusing, even more like dumbfounding. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I ask this guy earlier? I asked this guy, would it be good? Okay, this is extreme. But I asked this guy, like, would it be good if God had your mother raped right in front of you? Why is that difficult to answer? Why would that be a difficult question for you to answer? Also, asking that guy, like, what 1 + 1 is? Why is that a difficult question? That was literally supposed to be an easy question. 1 + 1, and he said 1 + 1 is 1. Whoa, brother. Whoa. How did we get there? What the heck? Crazy. Sergeant Roy. Every time I talk to you about the Bible, you just say, you don't know the Bible. But I do know the Bible. You just don't have any answers about the Bible. That's the problem. You have a hard time critically thinking. And I think it's probably because you got hit in the head too many times. And, to be fair, I feel bad, like, talking to you, because I don't think that you're all there. But it is what it is. The Holy Spirit is needed for understanding the New Testament. Okay. If the Holy Spirit is needed for understanding the New Testament, why do people who claim to have the Holy Spirit still have vastly different interpretations? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you're asking me. Sorry, Coco. I think I missed what you asked. I think it's the fear of questioning God, because you have to question to also answer. That's true. Yeah. I mean, look, that guy earlier, what's his name? Truth Exploit. I think and this is just my theory, right? Like, I think he was probably raised in the church, was raised in Christianity, and all the information that he found, like chariot wheels in the Dead Sea, all this stuff just affirmed this thing that he's already accepted as truth. And that is like, that's crazy. It's crazy to say that we just like accept information that we find instead of asking questions about it, instead of challenging it, And I think we should do that. I think we should challenge the ideas that we were taught. I think we should challenge these things to see if they're true,
That's interesting.
Yeah, shut up for just a minute, please. Okay? You don't get to be rude in my comments day after day after day and then expect that I'm going to be super nice to you, okay? Chill out. So that's what I think, Coco. I think a lot of it is like confirmation bias. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm agnostic, but probably for the context of this conversation, in regards to Christianity, I'm an atheist towards Christianity for sure. Hi, Nika. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, let me respond to Coco real quick, and then we'll introduce our first guest. I agree. You have to ignore some logic in order to believe the faith. Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the ways that gets people indoctrinated into this, because they don't have any reason. I mean, they don't have any desire to use this logic to question things, right? They don't have any desire to do that. You're not big screen. What does that mean?
Like it's just equal boxes. You're not the biggest screen. You're not the biggest box.
It is.
Is it just me? Let me leave and come back.
How's that? Is that
Oh,
better?
yeah, there you go.
Okay. I just shrunk and then came back. Okay.
Not Akil gaslighting me. What the hell?
Yeah, get it together, Akil. Okay, Sergeant Roy. We know that you're a Christian. We know that you're over the age of 18. Why is Christianity so confusing?
Oh gosh. Oh man, you're funny. Why is it confusing? It's not confusing. It's just because it's that way that God has set it up. It's not. You think so? You think this is all about
So God
information
has
and
set it up
academics?
confusing?
Yeah. No, it's not confusion. You've made a determination that it's confusing, but it's not confusing at all.
Does every denomination of Christianity agree?
No, they're not supposed to. You said
Okay.
every denomination.
So is
I'm
this
talking about
so
to agree to
so
make sure we're
do
in
you think that
agreement.
that's
Yeah, there are
so
different
do you
denominations.
think that that's confusing? If
Denominations. Well, that's not God's fault. That's man's fault.
okay. So
This,
all of these different denominations are all a part of Christianity, and yet it's
no, no,
confusing that there are so many different denominations.
and let's
So
back up. I know this. I know this game all too well. They're not part of Christianity. I know. I'm
they're
very
not.
familiar
How
with
do
the
you
word
know?
no, because I study them. Do you?
Yeah. What denomination is not a part of Christianity?
Take your pick. Where you want to start?
Yeah, Pentecostals.
Pentecostal. Do you know what the foundational beliefs of Pentecostal is?
It's about the day of Pentecost. That this is
Uh-huh.
evidence of the Holy Spirit working in them and in their lives. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you just kind of gave a brief overview, but there's almost like probably 30 or
Is that the
40
foundation?
different versions of Pentecostal. You have United
For sure.
Pentecostal.
Yeah. Any type of, I understand that there are denominations underneath Pentecostalism, and yet Pentecostals are different than Baptists, right? Are different than Catholics, are different than
How are
Eastern
they different than
Orthodox.
Catholic?
How are
Enlighten us. How
Pentecostals
they,
different than Catholics? Do Catholics speak in tongues?
that's not Catholicism. I said, what's the difference?
I'm literally showing you the difference. Do Catholics speak in tongues?
No, they don't speak in tongues.
So then that's the difference, because Pentecostals do. They believe that speaking in tongues would be
man.
evidence of the Holy Spirit that somebody has received.
That's your best explanation between the difference between Catholicism and Pentecostal? That's your best explanation?
It's such an easy example that, in fact, you yourself can't disagree with that.
I can't disagree because I know exactly what Catholicism is.
Sure.
I'm asking you to tell us the difference.
Yeah, there is one major example that is different, and I just named it. So when we're talking about these different denominations being confusing, wouldn't you say that that is one confusing thing about it? That all of these different denominations are Pentecostals Christians?
Some are.
What is a Pentecostal doctrine that's not Christian?
Okay. All right. Class is open. Here we go. Let's take United Pentecostal. They believe that in order to be saved, to have salvation, we're talking about salvation because really the question comes down, even though there's over
Roy,
8,000.
hurry up and get to it.
Right. The
What
difference
is a Pentecostal?
What is a
Pentecostal doctrine that is not Christian?
Right. And I'll just pick United Pentecostal. They believe that in order to have salvation, you must be baptized in their church.
It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't need to happen inside of their church. You just need to be baptized.
Why do you need to be baptized?
Yeah, because Jesus says that you need to be baptized in water.
Okay. Go on. Why?
That's why.
You appear to be very, very intelligent, but you're giving me half-baked answers.
Roy, if you're unfamiliar with what Jesus says about baptism, just say that. I'm fine with pulling up the verse.
I'm asking you.
So if you're
because you're the subject matter expert.
Roy, let's be clear.
Me.
Let's be clear. Hold on. Excuse me? Yeah, stay in your lane, Roy. Now, you already know what Jesus says about baptism, right? So that's something that you're familiar with. So am I.
Very much.
Right? So Jesus talks about I told you one difference. Of course, there are dozens of differences between Pentecostals and Catholics. I would assume that you would know that. And yet
I
one
do know
major
that, but I'm
difference,
asking you
one
to, but
major,
you
shut
should
up,
do
Roy.
know it
Roy,
too.
shut up. I told you one major difference so that way I can get to the point of the topic here, which is that Christianity is confusing, which you seem to be confused about. And yet I told you one thing that is confusing there. Now, you're talking about the United Pentecostal, right? And you're saying that they believe that you need to be baptized. Well, Jesus says that you need to be baptized in order to enter into heaven. So that is, in fact, a Christian doctrine. So can you tell me a doctrine from Pentecostals that would say that they're not Christians?
I just I just told you, but
Uh-huh.
this is the
And is
problem.
baptism a part of Christianity?
Great question. And I'm asking you, yes, it is part of it, but it is a
Great.
part of
Yeah. So then
Christianity.
it seems like them requiring baptism would be a part of Christianity.
Oh
Duh.
boy. Oh boy. Here we go again. That's why I
Here
thought
we
I'd give
go
it one more
again.
shot with
We
you,
haven't
but
gotten
you're
here
not getting
before
this.
yet. You haven't responded to what I said.
I have responded. You're not getting it. You come off
You
very intelligent,
you
but you
haven't
don't, but
responded.
you don't get it.
You haven't responded. What's not
I responded
Christian
very
about
well.
them requiring baptism?
So you're saying it's the same for United
Roy,
Pentecostal as
Roy,
Christians, right? And you couldn't
Roy,
even tell me that.
Roy, what is not Christian about requiring baptism?
Oh boy. You're trying to pick my brain for free, but I'll go ahead and I'll appease you
Then
and
why the hell
humor you.
would you bring it up if you didn't want to talk about it, Roy?
Because this is you think this is all about information and academics, and you're
Roy,
really showing your
Roy,
ignorance, and it's
Roy,
not.
Roy, you brought up United Pentecostal.
I did. And I'm
You
asking
brought
you,
up,
but you
Roy,
could.
shut up. You brought up United Pentecostal and you
Yeah.
brought up baptism as a
I can
way
bring
of
up
saying,
Mormonism. I
shut
can
up,
bring up
Roy,
Jehovah's
shut up, Roy,
Witnesses.
shut
Yeah.
up, Roy, as a way of saying that they were not Christian. So you need to explain how baptism and requiring baptism is now not a part of Christianity.
Did say it's not part of Christianity. You're putting
Okay.
words in my mouth.
So then they are Christian. Great.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And you
Okay.
and I know the
Tell me
reason why.
one doctrine that proves that they're not Christian.
All right,
Baptism isn't it.
This might help you a little bit here. Okay, one is a work, a work,
Roy,
a work
Jesus
of
fucking
salvation. One
Christ,
is
bro.
out of obedience. One is out of work, and one is out of obedience. Do you understand that?
Do you work out of obedience?
What do you mean? Do I work out of obedience?
What part of that question did you not understand?
You're not
You're
very
making
clear.
a
What do you mean?
distinction. You're making a distinction between doing things for works and doing things out of
Yeah, but
obedience.
there's only
Yeah. Do you work out of obedience is the question.
young lady. There's two types. You know, there's only two types of
The
religion. You
question
know
is
that,
what I
right?
asked you. The question is what I asked you. Do you work for obedience?
Do I work for obedience? Obedience to what? Please be clear. Clarify.
For God. In order to obey God, do you do works for him?
No.
Okay. Well, that's not Christian like.
How would you know that?
Yeah, because the works are the proof that God is
Hi,
working
how are
in
you?
you. Hey, Alpha.
But why are you using a book that you don't even believe in? This is funny.
Because
This
I
is
seem to know
hilarious.
it more than you. You're making claims that
I don't
certain
think so.
denominations aren't Christian. You're making claims that, all of a sudden works and obedience are so vastly different. You're lost in the fucking sauce like you always are, Roy. And then you
I
just
know.
sit up here and you
I'll
start
let you get back to
laughing.
your. I'll let you
and
get
you
back to your
start-
game, but you're not. You're
Yeah,
fooling
yeah,
everybody. You're an
Yeah,
imposter.
you're gonna. Yeah,
You're not a
I'm
Christian.
an imposter. What am I?
Yeah,
what am
you
I
are.
lying about?
You think being a Christian is totally academic, and you're asking all these
When did I
Christians
say
that really
that?
can't answer the
When
questions.
did I say that?
But you met a real Christian here. I can
Roy,
answer all your
Roy,
questions. I can answer
you have
every last one of your
you don't
questions.
even know where we're at in the conversation, Roy.
I do. Hey, I
Because
won't play your
the
game
thing
because
that
you're
I
asking
brought
dumb
up,
questions.
the thing that I brought up is that there are so many different Christian denominations and that is confusing. But you can't
Is that
contend
not-
with
is
that.
is that
You
your
can't,
observance?
Roy, shut up while I'm talking, please. Thank you. But the thing that you are not contending with is that you're saying that all of these different denominations, like being Catholic and being Pentecostal, that they're not Christian all of a sudden. But you've yet to tell me how.
Why
If we
would I
just
say
look
that?
at
Why am
two,
I-
if we just
why would
look
I say
at
that?
two examples, okay, so are Pentecostals Christian? Yes or no?
According to the Word of God, no.
Okay, give me one Pentecostal doctrine that proves that they're not Christian.
I'll give it to you again. You must be baptized as a
Uh-huh.
work
And is that's not a
as
Christian
an act
doctrine?
of salvation. I
That's
just
not a
answered your
Christian
question
doctrine?
as an act
That's
of
not a
salvation.
Christian doctrine?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
prove it.
I can prove that. I can prove that in my sleep. How do
Then
you
do
know I'm
it.
not? How do you know I'm wrong? How
Then
do you know
do
I'm
it.
wrong?
Do it, Roy.
No.
Do it.
You can't
You're
pick my brain
scared.
for free because I know
You're
how this
scared.
game works.
You're
How
scared.
do you know
Roy,
You're
I'm wrong?
terrified. You
Roy,
want to act so
I'm
big
not
and
terrified
bad,
at all.
like you're the
I'm
smartest
not
guy in the
terrified at all.
room, and then you make these claims like baptism is not biblical, is not a part of Christian doctrine. And then when you're pressed on the issue, you crumble like a house of cards, bro. What's wrong with you? Seriously, you come up on these panels time and time and time again, and then you just get made to look like a fool every single time. Stop this. If you want to come up and actually have a real conversation with me, I'm totally open to it. But you've always been a dick. You've always been a dick. And I just want to let you know, like, you're not winning any souls towards Christianity.
Well, this is
So either
we know
prove
what
it or
this
get
panel
off my
is.
panel, Roy. What would you like to do?
I got protected things to do. You have to be saved.
Yeah.
You don't know the
okay.
mind of God.
Yeah, you're a
You just
coward.
don't-
You're a coward. He comes up here, makes these bold assertions, and has absolutely zero evidence to back it up. Do better. Akil, are you a Christian? If so, how old are you?
Huh?
Hi, are you a Christian?
Yes.
Okay. Can you get somewhere a little bit quieter so we can have our conversation? Yeah, you really got me, Roy.
Hello.
What the hell? Hi, Akil.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. So you're a Christian, and how old are you?
I'm 14.
Okay. The King's
Is it okay?
Kid. Did you look at what you were supposed to go look at? I think you were supposed to look at two other verses that talk about whether or not eating rabbits is clean to eat. Did you find two verses?
I did, hun. And I just want to
Okay.
say thanks.
If
'cause
I look like I'm gonna
I-
cry, Roy, get over yourself,
love-
bro. Okay, go ahead.
I love when you guys can, unbelievers can say, hey, go check this out, because certainty equals not growing, right? If you're so certain
Sure.
this is it and that's it, you just simply don't grow. You're stuck
Uh-huh.
in that.
Okay. What
Okay,
are these
so like
other
I-
two verses?
Okay, like I said, the word says you need 2 to 3 witnesses. So
Mhm.
the 2 witnesses are in Leviticus and 1 in Deuteronomy.
Okay, give it to
So
me.
that's the 2 witnesses that the rabbit is unclean.
What are the
to
verses?
eat. Leviticus 11 and 16.
Leviticus 11 and 16. We were already in Leviticus 11.
Okay, and the other witness is Deuteronomy 14:7. It might actually say hare instead of rabbit, depending on whatever translation you're
Okay.
reading.
We were already in Leviticus 11. So finding another verse within the same chapter is fine.
No, one's in Deuteronomy and one's in Leviticus.
Yeah,
So that's
you
2
weren't
witnesses.
listening. The verse that was at hand was in Leviticus 6. 11 and 6, right?
16, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 6.
So Leviticus 11 and 6 says that you cannot eat the rabbit because it chews cud. Right? And now you're
Okay.
supposed to find 2 other verses that affirm this. And then
No,
you found
1 or 2.
Okay. You found another no, you said 2 or 3 first of all. But you found another verse that is in the same
Yes.
chapter. So I'm asking you, finding
No,
another
not the
verse.
same chapter. In the same book.
Okay.
Or in the
Okay.
Bible.
Okay. You're
Period.
not listening to me.
I am.
Okay. Let me finish what I'm saying. Maybe I need to pull it up here so you can see. Okay. Leviticus 11 and 6 is the verse that we were going over.
Right.
Okay.
And-
And then
and
you
the-
just told me, hold on. You just told me Leviticus 11:16 is a verse that agrees with 11 and 6.
No, I thought it was 16, but it's actually
Oh, okay.
6. You corrected
Okay.
that.
Got it. Okay.
So the
Okay.
other
So
one is
we have Deuteronomy. Uh-huh.
14, verse 7.
Okay. And the other
So
one?
that's 2 witnesses right there. You need 2 or 3.
You
So
said you
there's 2
need 2 or
witnesses.
3 to affirm
Witnesses.
a verse. Uh-huh. A
Right.
witness to what's happening in 11 and 6. So you'd need another verse.
No, that's 2 witnesses right there. 2 places in the Bible that says you need 2 or 3 places
What
in
are
the
they
Bible that
witnessing?
says the same thing.
What I thought they were witnessing 11 and 6. Is that not true?
No, to witness something means if you're going to take a piece of scripture, you need 2 or 3 scriptures that state the same thing to be a witness. So that's 2 pieces
So that
of scripture.
so one scripture
2
you
scriptures.
you can just find one scripture to affirm another scripture, and therefore it's true.
No, it says you need 2 or 3 scriptures.
Oh my God, you're not.
Okay,
How
well,
many,
there's 2
how many verses do
scriptures.
we have here? How many scriptures do we have?
2.
Two. We have 2 scriptures. We are looking
Which are
for a
2.
witness. Stop talking, please. We are looking for a witness for Leviticus 11 and 6. And you've only provided
No.
one other verse.
That's not what it says, hon. It says there needs to
Okay.
be 2 or 3 witnesses to make something correct. So there's
My
2
God.
witnesses to the rabbit choose the cub, which is Leviticus and Deuteronomy.
Okay. So
2 witnesses.
you're saying that in both of these places, the rabbit is going to chew the cud.
It says
Okay. The
About-
hare, for even though it chews the cud, it does not have divided hoofs. It is unclean for you. Deuteronomy 14 and 7. Yet of those that chew the cud or have the hoof cleft, you shall not eat these, the camel, the hare, and the rock badger, because they chew the cud, but do not have divided hoof. They are unclean for you. Okay. I thought
Alright,
you were
so there's
saying that what happens in Leviticus 11 and 6 is the verse that needs 2 verses to back it up. That's what
No,
I
you
was
need-
waiting for, but that's not
Oh.
correct.
Yeah,
So-
you just need at least 2 places in the Word of God that says the same thing.
Sure. Okay. So the
Okay.
rock
And-
badger also doesn't chew cud. Just so you know, rock badgers don't throw up.
Okay, so because I've never actually looked at this whole rabbit thing, so
Mhm.
what I've learned from it is God does also use observational language in his word, which I never knew, so that's new. And so thank you for that. But he uses
We don't
observational
observe them
language.
chewing cud.
No, but way back then, because their jaws constantly grinded, they observed them as chewing cud. So it's like in
Okay.
today's
S-
world, we don't say, look, we rotated around the sun again. We say it's a sunrise or sundown. So it's a
But
language
both
used.
things would be true, whereas in this instance, this is not true at all. It is not true that these animals chew cud.
No, but the ones observing a rabbit,
Mm-hmm.
to them, they chewed cud. So God uses the
Okay,
language
so
that
you're
the
saying-
layman can understand.
So you're saying
these.
that God was wrong in these scriptures, so that way the people reading it thousands of years ago could understand.
No, what I'm actually saying is God speaks to his people in ways they can understand.
How's that
Not that he
different
would-
from what I just said?
Because he's not wrong. He's speaking to us like a child would understand.
Well, is it true that rabbits chew cud, or is it not true?
No, they don't chew cud, but
Okay,
the
so then
observers of
he's
the
wrong
rabbit
about
saw
that.
them chewing cud. No,
That's
he's
not my
wrong.
question, though. You just said that God's not wrong. So in order for
Okay,
God
so-
to be correct, rabbits would need to chew cud, but they don't.
Okay, so do you say
Okay.
sunrise and sunset?
Sure.
Sure. Are you wrong for saying that, or is that just what it looks like to the naked eye? Because
If
it
I said
doesn't set.
if I said sunrise and sunset, well, what does it mean for
Right.
the sun to set?
Right. Well, you hear that sunset. It looks like it's going down.
The sun does set. It sets below the horizon.
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
what it's
that's what we're
actually
saying.
doing is we're rotating around it. It's not
Uh-huh. And yet there is
So,
a
like-
horizon and the sun sets beneath it.
right. But if
So
you would just let me
that's
finish a
sunset.
sentence, hun.
I
You
know,
gotta
but
let.
you're being
There's just
dishonest
no
with me right
respect.
now. And
No,
that's
I'm not.
ridiculous.
No, I'm not. You just won't let me finish a sentence so you can understand
Brother.
what I'm actually saying.
Yeah,
And that's the
you're
problem.
repeating yourself and I'm refuting you.
No, hun. In the Bible, they wouldn't say sunset or sunrise. They would say the sun went back to where it was.
Okay,
In
listen,
today's
listen,
day, we
listen to
say
me.
the sun set, but it's
Listen
the
to me.
same thing.
Listen to me. I don't give a fuck how they describe the sun setting and rising. Okay. If you
Okay,
asked
and I
me,
don't give
if
a
you
fuck
asked
that you
me,
just don't
if you asked
understand, hun.
me,
So
if you asked me that the sun rises and the sun sets, guess what? It does do that. It is true and accurate to what we observe, what we see. And if you're saying that God wrote down something so that way the people observing would see that it's true and not that it is actually true, then God is wrong here and he's only writing things so that way the people thousands of years ago would understand, like I just said. What's wrong with you? Healer, are you a Christian? If so, how old are you? Do better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm 29. Mhm.
Great. Welcome to the panel. Why is Christianity so confusing? Hi, Elena. Hi, Adrian.
It may appear confusing because actually,
You drunk
the
now, girl.
word,
Go ahead.
the word of God. No. The word of God actually is the guiding principle of every Christian. It's more like the Constitution, that is the Bible. So when you look at the Bible, take a look at the Bible. It's divided into two halves, the Old and the New Testament. Okay. Now, bringing a balance to these two parts of the Bible makes someone who is not a Christian to find it very confusing. But if you've been Christian long enough, you'll get to understand.
Okay. So, how many books does the Bible have?
Has 66?
Okay. Does your Bible have the Gospel of Thomas?
No.
Why?
Not just the Gospel of Thomas. We have some other Gospels that have been written.
Mm-hmm.
Many
There's a
of them
Gospel of Thomas that was
are not
written at the
included.
same time as Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Why is the Gospel of Thomas not added to Scripture?
Christ, the head of the church or the head of Christianity, also states that, in fact, the Bible states that if all things that he did on earth are to be recorded
You have to
in
speak
the
up. You're
Bible,
like whispering.
there will
I don't
not
know
be.
what you're saying.
All right, I'll try to speak up. There's something that the Bible said. It said, if all things that Christ himself did are to be recorded in a book, there won't be any book on earth that will contain this. So
How do you think that
that
that doesn't, like, respectfully, that doesn't respond to anything that I just said?
Okay, it responds to it in such a way that it's not all the works of Christ that has been recorded in the Bible.
Uh-huh. Why is the gospel,
But the one
like, that doesn't answer why the Gospel of Thomas is not in the Bible?
So like others too who are not, which are not included in the Bible, the Gospel of Thomas is not included in the Bible, because I feel like he is the author of the Bible. God himself is the author of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that rather heaven and earth will pass away than for any word he has spoken not to come true. And if he has allowed it that to have this particular 66, I believe the message is clear.
Matthew
Now you
5
have a book.
Matthew 5 and 7 is talking about the law. That's what you just quoted. But that still doesn't answer the question as to why that's not there. And I'll be more specific. Maybe there are other versions of the Bible that have more books than just the 66. They have 88 books even. Right? And the Gospel of Thomas is in there. The Book of Enoch is in there. Okay? So
Yeah,
this is confusing from someone who's not a Christian. Because how do you determine which books should be added to scripture and which ones shouldn't be?
You actually ask what is the essence of the Bible. Then that is
That's
when
not
you
what I
know
asked.
why those.
And people can't hear you in the comments.
Okay.
I'm not asking
Sorry,
about
my voice is a
the
little cracked
essence.
up.
I'm not asking about the essence of the Bible. I'm asking, why are there Bibles with 66 books and 88 books? If there's more information as to the life of Jesus and the things that he did, why is that being taken out?
We have what we call pirated copy of things, adulterated copy of things, and we have
I can't hear you, bro.
the
I can't hear
original
you.
thing. So
Oh, brother. I'm gonna
we
crash
have
the fuck
we
out,
have the
bro.
adulterated or pirated copies of
I can't hear you, healer.
pirated
Your
copies of
microphone's
things, like
not
books.
good. Your microphone's not good. It's really hard to
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
I think it's my network. Okay. I we have adulterated copies of things like books, like music, pirated. People want to actually try to, they call it
Yeah.
overwrite, okay? And I also have the original stuff. So now that's why it goes. The King James Bible keep being a reference to the Bible.
But your
Okay?
Bible, your Bible with only 66 books is not the original Bible. It's not the first Bible that was ever formed. The first Bible has the 88 books.
God deals with us in dispensations. And the 21st century is a different dispensation than when the Bible. God deals with us based on our dispensation, based on our generation.
Yeah, dispensations doesn't respond to why are there so many different versions of the Bible. So much information that's being lost. So much information that you don't even know about it.
You are born in the 21st century, and the Bible that will be recommended for you right now is the current Bible you know about, who has.
How do you know that?
Books. So that's how God did it.
How do you know that? How do you know that the Bible that's recommended to us in 2026 only has 66 books? The Catholic Bible, I think, has 81 books. They would recommend that to every Catholic in the world.
Now, the one they talk about. When you talk about doctrine, that's when we start going about doctrine. We are not going to doctrine yet. Yes, different doctrines and different denominations.
Can you guys hear him a little bit?
As a result of the compilation of everything.
Yeah, look, the people in the comments can't hear you. Do you have headphones or something?
It's quite late over here. Lying down.
Do you have a phone case that's covering up your microphone or something?
Can you hear me? Oh gosh. I think it's my network. You can see the.
Is that better? That might be better. Go ahead, begin talking. Let's see what the comments say.
Okay, so as I said, if you want to talk about the Catholic and Pentecostal, Orthodox, whatever, you're talking about denominations.
Wait, really quick.
Their modality of worship.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, healer, 1 second. Luke, are you a Christian?
Not by today's standards. I would say I'm a Christ follower.
Do you believe Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, healer, go fix your audio.
Have a good day. Nika, can you hold it down for just like 30 seconds for me, please?
Yeah. What's up, Luke? You're over 18?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, for sure. So why is Christianity so confusing?
Probably because who it was written by. It was written by men, not by God.
Okay.
But
so do you believe that the Bible is true then? No?
I believe that the Bible is inspired to point us to the divine identity.
Okay. But it's not entirely reliable.
Well, no, because it was written by men. It's
Yeah.
when Moses came up with the laws,
Well, how do we know
especially the
Moses
one
came?
that they were talking about earlier about rabbits and chewing the cud
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Right.
When Moses was coming up with those, was that inspired by God, or was that
Well,
something that came from Moses?
yeah.
Because
So, but then, well, but Luke, I think that's a great point actually. But then the issue I would have is like, how do we know which parts are God and which parts were Moses, or that Moses ever existed? Because that would have been another claim in the Bible. How do we
yeah,
know
amen.
anything in the Bible is true, right?
Yeah, no, well, that's a great question. And it goes down to who do you believe reveals the very nature of God? Do you believe somebody writing about Jesus, or do you believe Jesus?
Well, I think in this instance, those are actually the same thing, because to know anything about Jesus, we would have to take the word of those who wrote about Jesus. Jesus never wrote anything himself, right?
No,
So,
exactly. He only showed the nature of God,
well,
which was
supposedly, right?
compassion
That's
and forgiveness.
Well, Luke, I mean, I disagree with that, but that's
Oh,
kind of the thing in question, right? Like whether Jesus actually performed any of these miracles or was the Messiah, or whether Moses existed, or whether any of these things are true, the only thing we have to go off of is like itself, right? Is the Bible itself. How do we know the
well,
Bible is
not
true if
really,
we know that
because
it's
we have our own
unreliable?
personal experiences that the Bible talks about.
I don't, well, what are you talking about?
The Bible talks about our own personal experiences with God.
Yeah, but
Like
But then
you're
Luke, but
you're
then
thinking
Luke,
that
you're just
it's
referring,
from God.
right? But you're just referring back to the Bible again, which is the thing in question that we're not sure of, right?
But yeah, so I believe that it is inspired, meaning that it is inspired to point us to its conclusion, which is the identity of God, who God is.
Okay. But okay, let me try to give you an example of what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Um, if I wrote a book and I told you, "Hey Luke, uh, this book is entirely true," right? How would you come
Okay.
about verifying that that book was entirely true?
Well, if it wasn't true from my
Mhm.
perspective, I would have to change my perspective to the perspective of the person that's writing it, right?
What I don't know what you're saying.
Um, sorry to be confusing.
Okay.
But if I am um, if I'm writing something, or you're writing something in the same scenario, you're writing something to me saying this is 100% true.
hmm
Now, I either believe you that it's 100% true, and so when I find something that's wrong, I have to find out how that was true to you.
Well, Luke, no.
Does
What?
that make
No,
sense? So I
no.
have to change my perspective in
Well,
order
that's
to
not.
find out how it's true. Unless you're saying
It's not. It's not
they're
the
a
question.
liar,
No, no,
right?
no. The question is, how do you come to know what is true, right? What is your method of verifying or coming to know truth, right? Because what
Personal
you've told
experience. Yeah.
me, no, it can't be personal experience because you have
Oh,
no personal experience in writing the Bible, obviously, right? This was
no, but I
thousands
have
of years
personal
ago,
experience in living. So do you.
which is
And
totally
this is
irrelevant
what,
to the
no, it's not irrelevant. That's exactly what
Luke.
the Bible is talking about.
Luke,
It's about our
Luke,
personal
Luke,
experiences.
Luke, Luke, Luke. You cannot refer to the Bible to verify your personal experience, and then your personal experience verifies the Bible. That is a circle, right, in reasoning, and that is fallacious. Do you know what that means? It means it is unreasonable for you to verify anything that way. This is not justified, right? You can't say, uh, this paper is saying my name is Nika. Well, this paper says my name is Nika, and someone called me Nika, and the someone who called me Nika was the paper. So that's how I know it's true. That is just
Not
incoherent, right?
not the paper,
If
the writer, the author.
no, Luke, no.
Okay.
What is in question right now is how we know the Bible is true. Sia, we just do one-on-ones here. So you are next, but I'm just gonna mute you until we're done speaking with Luke here. Thank you for being patient. But what the question at hand is how we know the Bible is true, because you've said that it is written by man, and so some things might not be reliable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So then
not reliable. There's a lesson, an inspired lesson in their error, something that we can learn from.
well, that is the thing in question, right?
Okay.
Okay. So we know that the Bible was written by man. We know man is fallible, right? They can be wrong about things.
Sure.
So
They can be
so
wrong
so
about
now
things, and
so
they
now
are
we
wrong
have
about things.
absolutely. I totally agree. So now the Bible is this book, and some things have to be wrong just reasonably because they were written by man, and some things maybe are right. Maybe. We
Hmm.
don't know. We know definitely they could be wrong. We're not sure if they could be right. What is our method for determining what is right, or if any of it is right?
That is such a good question.
Okay.
If you think who we think God is, do we think that Jesus was divinely inspired to show the nature of God?
Well, I
Like
think that
God,
there's hold on. Well, I want to answer that question really quick, because once again, we're kind of missing the point here, Luke. I don't think that we can know anything about Jesus outside of the Bible. In fact, there are no writings about Jesus while he was alive.
sorry,
Many
my
of the
audio.
writings about Jesus, what?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said? I
Yeah,
missed it. My audio cut out.
that's okay. What I'm saying is that you asked me a question about Jesus, right? And I'm saying that there's nothing we can know about Jesus outside of the Bible, right? Because there are
So
no
do you
there's
not think
nothing
that Jesus
nothing
reveals
was
his
written.
character?
I think that there is nothing we can know about Jesus outside of the Bible. So if the Bible is the thing in question that we're not sure is right or wrong, then how can we know anything about Jesus?
If it
Out
does not talk about our current existence in this world, of our relationship with God, what does it talk about?
what
Well,
can we
what
know
is the
about
point
God?
of having these stories if
Luke,
if
Luke,
it's to
Luke,
promote a
Luke.
God of fear? What's that?
I'm trying to wrangle you back to the point, right? You keep trying to run off to other things, and I'm trying to ask you how you know the Bible is true. How do you know that the Bible is reliable when you have already admitted it's not, because it's written by men? Some of those things are wrong. How do we know if it's true?
So you're putting the whole Bible into question
Yes.
on a different, and that's valid. You can throw the baby out with the bathwater, and that's okay. You have your life. You have your choices that you can do.
Luke,
You live your
how do
life.
you
That's kind of the point of
Luke,
this.
Luke, how do
What's
you
that?
know the Bible is true? Like, what are we doing
Because
here?
I experience it.
No, you don't. You don't experience the
Yes, I
Bible.
do, and you do too. Why don't you? Why are you against experiencing God in your everyday life?
Because
If
I
you were to
can't
name
know,
God right
Luke,
now
Luke,
in your
I'm
life,
no,
what would
no,
it be?
Luke, no, Luke, Luke. Because there is nothing you
Oh,
can
you
know
don't let me
about
ask a
God.
question. Sorry.
I'm answering your question. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm answering your question. There is nothing I can know about God, about this Christian God, outside of the Bible. There is nothing I can know about Jesus outside of the Bible. And you have told me the Bible's
Nika,
unreliable.
can I
So
give you an
why would,
example?
holy shit, are you getting anything I'm saying to you? Please
I
just tell
am,
me that you're
but
actually
you're
hearing
not
me though.
understanding.
I'm trying to, no, you're not understanding, Luke, that I'm asking you a question. I've asked you in like 357 different ways, hoping that one of those ways you would understand, and you're taking me everywhere except the point I'm trying to make. I'm asking you a question, right? Do you know what the question is? Can you repeat the question back to me? Like, I really want to have a good conversation with you, Luke. I'm not
Okay.
trying to get frustrated with you, but can you tell me what I'm asking you? Because I'm scared you don't know.
I don't know what you're asking me.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna try one more time, all right?
Sure, please do.
You told me that the Bible is not entirely reliable because it is written by man, right? Right?
Sorry, the audio cut out again. Please, oh my Lord.
Okay.
Can you say
You
that again?
told me
I'm having audio difficulties, sorry.
that's fine. You told me that the Bible is not entirely reliable because it is written by man, right?
hmm
Okay. So now we're at the
In
point where
taking things literally, right?
no,
Like
no, no,
you
no.
have
I
to
know
take
I'm not
things.
done with my question. I'm
Okay,
trying to be as linear with you as possible. I want to be really, really clear with you here.
okay.
We're not sure. Well, we know for sure the Bible isn't entirely reliable. There must be reasonably some incorrect things in the Bible merely because it is written by human beings, right? And we are fallible. Now, how do we know if anything is in
Amen.
it is right?
That's why it says,
How
let
do
every
we
man be a
know?
lie
No, no,
and God
no,
be true.
no, no. We've arrived at the question, Luke. Just relax for me. How do we know if anything in the Bible is right? Because we already know some things are wrong. How do we know anything is right in the Bible?
Because of my personal experience and
Why should I
your
value that?
personal experience as well.
Why
If
should
you
I
let me
value your
explain,
personal experience? Why should I value your
no,
personal experience? Why should I
you
value
value
your personal
your
experience?
personal experience.
Luke, I don't
What?
have any personal experience with God, okay? And even
I
if I
disagree.
did, well, how the fuck would you know?
Because God is love. You have love inside of you.
No,
You've
I don't.
experienced love.
Right
Do you
now,
have
Luke,
a sister
Luke,
or a
you are
brother or a
genuinely,
mother that you love?
Luke, you are so smooth-brained. You have genuinely eliminated all love from my heart. You actually like lack comprehension skills. How have I just
Yeah.
wasted 5 minutes on the same question with you? Even the baby's
Um,
upset.
oh, your baby? That's cute. That is.
Shut your bitch ass up. Don't ever talk about my baby. Ho. I can't talk right now though. Taylor, come on.
That damn motherfucker. What the hell? What the hell? Taylor.
Good evening.
All right, hold on one second. It is John's turn. Then it'll be Sia's.
Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, we just go one at a time here, just so everybody knows. All right, sorry, I'm eating right now, so Taylor's gonna talk to John. Go ahead, Taylor.
Hey, John.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
How old are you?
I am 61.
Dang. So, are you a Christian?
I'm not, no.
Then what did you? The questions are for Christians.
Okay, well then I'll drop.
Okay, we want to watch you drop.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, John. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Sia?
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wait,
Sia,
James, not you
then
yet.
00 Trades.
Hi, I'm
then
sorry to ask, am I the next person in line?
Yeah, how old are you? Sia, how old are you? Okay. Welcome
Hello,
back to
guys.
Sia. Hey, James.
How are you guys?
How old are you?
I'm 36.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
What kind of Christian are you?
I don't understand what you mean.
Are you like a Protestant, a Methodist? Like, what kind of Christian are
No,
you?
I'm not a Methodist. I'm just a Christian, but now I'm in evangelist. We're evangelizing.
Okay. So why is Christianity so confusing?
I don't think it's confusing. Christianity is not confusing.
Nothing in the Bible confuses you?
No, I don't see anything that is confusing.
Are you confused about why we can't eat shellfish?
Sorry?
Why does God say we shouldn't eat shellfish?
I think when you read the Bible, there are some stuff where we were told not to eat, but somewhere, somehow, there are something that were not forbidden to eat. I don't think I don't know in the Bible is there any place where they say we mustn't eat something like fish, any fish. I don't think we heard that verse.
The Bible does say not to eat shellfish.
I don't think I don't remember the verse that's saying that, because what I know is that pork you shall not eat pork, and then the reason why we don't eat. Can you quote me that verse? And sometimes when you read the verse, you must start it from the which verse is that? Maybe I can check it.
I'm gonna look up really quick. I think it's in Leviticus, if I'm correct.
Here on the screen. It's here.
Oh yeah, Leviticus 11:9 through 12.
Okay, let's see. Okay, wait. But when you read, what does it say when you read? This
Can you read?
It's up
on their. It's up on the screen right here. Yeah.
Okay, let me read. This you may eat of all are in the waters. Everything in waters, that's the fish and scales, whether in the seas, in the stream, such you may eat. But anything in the seas or streams that does not have fins and scales, the swimming creatures in the waters amongst all the living creatures that are in water. But when you read, they are telling you why you must not eat it.
So why does the Bible say explicitly that we shouldn't eat shellfish? Am I in your pocket? Oh, he muted.
You know some of the stuff when they say you mustn't eat, it means it's unholy.
Sorry, I didn't finish my question. So why is the Bible explicit and clear about shellfish, but not about like grape?
No, the grapes. We use grapes when we want to make alcohol. Do you know that?
So grape is a TikTok word. And so you take away the G.
Eh?
Well, don't say it, but do you know what I mean? If you take the letter G away from grape.
Okay, wait a bit, I'll come back.
Huh? Okay, James will come back to you.
Okay, I'm
Thea, are
sorry
you
to
ready?
interrupt. Yes, I'm ready. I
Can you
couldn't
hear
hear
him?
you at first, but then
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, before we get into anything, I'd just like to say that I'm not here to have any violent debate. So can we not use any vulgar language or any of that
Fuck,
sort?
shit,
Because
bitch.
So I'm sorry.
As an
So
adult, just to lay it down. As an adult, we're going to use adult language, just so we're all clear. If that's something that you don't want, you don't have to be here. But as an adult language gets used, right?
what I'm trying
But
to
go ahead.
say is I don't think we have to reach a certain point where we're throwing hateful comments towards each other, because we're here to have an open discussion and to open or to expand our knowledge on certain topics that we are confused about, right?
well, have you been here for a little bit?
Not really.
Well, has anything that you've seen on the panel so far like given you concern? Like, are you okay with how it's been so far?
Yeah, I'm okay with the questions that you're asking. They're really thought-provoking and they're
Yeah, then
valid
it should be
questions.
okay. It should be okay. If
And
you're okay with what you've seen, then you should be okay.
okay, thank you.
So how old are you?
I am 19 years old.
And are you a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian.
Okay. So could you answer the question, why is Christianity so confusing?
I don't actually think it's confusing. I just believe that everything is laid out to us, and we as humans are supposed to seek that knowledge. And the Bible even addresses this. It says that those who seek knowledge shall find it, ask and you shall receive. So whatever it is that we require, such as knowledge, we just have to seek it, and the answers will be given to us if we seek it with a genuine heart.
So I've always been confused, and I tried to ask James this question, but I've always been confused about why the Bible never specifically prohibits grape, especially with children. Do you know what grape means?
Yes, I do.
So like, okay.
So
So why does
may you please ask your question?
So I just wanted to know, it's confusing to me why the Bible regulates shellfish and mixed fabrics, but does not regulate child grape or just grape in general.
Okay, before we get into that part where you're talking about grape, you mentioned something about mixing fabrics and shellfish, right? So from the question that you had asked, James, I had heard that you said the Bible explicitly says that we're not supposed to eat shellfish. But then if you actually do deep diving into it, that is Leviticus laws, right, which come from the first covenant which God had given to the people of the Levitic church, I think. And those certain instructions were given to the people at the time because God wanted to separate those people from things that were happening during that time. So the historical context of that would be, during that time, a lot of people who were not of God and they were living for the world and they weren't following Jesus, not Jesus, but the Lord, were doing certain things, and the Lord wanted to separate his people from those, and it had to be visible in things that they did in their everyday life.
And I
Meaning that they
appreciate
had
you
to
sharing that, but that's not
Wait,
responsive to what I asked. Because what I asked
because
just specifically was why God regulated that one thing and not this.
wait, I'm not done answering the question. Could you please let me finish?
I did
So
that. Why? Okay.
I wasn't finished. I'm sorry. So at that time, what was happening, God was separating what the people of his church were doing from people who were living within the world were doing, right? So he gave those certain laws, and those laws were passed out to those people. And then when Jesus came and he died and resurrected, those laws do not apply to us anymore, because that was the laws of the old covenant, and Jesus
I
now
know, but I'm not
created
even asking about the time. Let's say that what you just said is
Sorry.
correct. Let's say that what you
Wait.
just said is correct. Even back then, he didn't regulate it, right?
No, grape was always something that the Lord has always been against, and it
So
is
why did he
written in
not
the
say it
Bible.
explicitly? Why did he? Because there's not just grape of women, there's not just grape of men, there's grape of children. And he knew that, and we know that. So why is that not explicitly stated in the Bible?
It is in the book of Exodus when he talks
No,
about
in the
a
book of
man bearing.
Exodus, it will say child grape is bad. Give me the verse.
I forgot the specific verse, but then it does speak and address about and it does address grape, right?
No, but I want
the
to know
question,
about child grape because that is a specific issue. Children are vulnerable people and they always have been. So I want something that specifically says child grape is wrong.
I mean,
do not do it.
I mean, in order for us to even get there, he says grape is wrong. Grape is grape. It doesn't matter whether it's child grape or it's an adult graping an older person, but grape is grape and it's wrong and it can never be justified in any sense or in any
But
moral
every
sense, right? So
instance
saying
that he talks about grape is about adults. It's always about
he
adult
doesn't,
people.
but grape is grape. You cannot generalize it and say that it's adult grape. Grape is grape. If an older person grapes a minor, that is still grape. We cannot classify it and say that, oh, now this is a certain type of grape. Grape is grape, and he does address it. And you just don't have to categorize it and say that, hey, just because he didn't technically say that we as adults are not allowed to grape children, it means we can validate that, right? That is not what the logic we're using in this
But
sense. He says grape is wrong.
okay, so why was God super specific about mixed fabrics and super specific about the shellfish? So much so that there are probably 3 or 4 verses that specifically talk about shellfish, but he could not use one verse to talk about child grape.
Because he already spoke about grape. Grape on its own is a specific concept. You cannot separate it and say that, oh, there's child grape, there's elderly grape, there's adult grape. Grape
Why
is grape,
can't
and
he?
it's
Why can't he separate it?
why should you? Because now what you're telling me is you're just asking a question that is basically redundant, because I've clearly given you the answer that you cannot categorize something that is already wrong. You're telling me that,
But you
oh, he was
can.
also supposed to, but so you're telling me that, oh, he was supposed to categorize everything
So
and tell you that,
just
hey, you know what?
just a second though. A second ago you asked for like behavior that was like not violent, but I'm feeling a little anxious. So I would like both of us to kind of just take a step back and like listen to how we're talking to each other.
Okay, I apologize for making you feel that way.
Yeah. And me too. If I'm pushing you there, I apologize. But continue.
What I am saying is that grape on its own is something that has its definitive term. It doesn't matter that, oh, it can be categorized into different things. You already told me that. I already told you, right, that he already told you that grape is wrong. So you shouldn't now try to look for loopholes and tell me that, oh, why didn't he specifically say that child grape is wrong, that this certain grape is wrong? It's still grape at the end of the day. And we need to understand that he did tell you that grape is wrong. And for the very fact that he told you, it means that in any context which it's given in, it's wrong.
Can you give me the verse that says it's wrong?
There's a few verses, right? I don't know the specific verse, but it's in the book of Exodus where it talks
But
about
we
men
have to
bearing
have
with.
those because you're making a claim. And for me to challenge your claim, I have to know what you're talking about.
Yes, you already agreed that it's there, right? So I don't necessarily see as to why you need that specific verse.
Because it's your claim. So if I told you that there are purple giraffes that exist at my local zoo, I would have to do something to prove that to you. And so your claim is that the Bible talks about grape and how it's wrong in general. And so I would like you to give me that so that we can discuss it.
Okay, I hear you, but then if you already validated my claim, why do I have to bring any form of evidence? Because we already
Because I
came to a mutual
disagree.
agreement that it's
I believe
Oh,
that it's
so
in
now
the
you're
Bible. No, hold on. I believe that it's in the Bible, but it's specifically about specific types of women, not all women. I think it's specific situations. I don't think it's in general. And you believe that it's in general. It's an umbrella statement. So we disagree.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So can you give me where you think it's in a specific type of it's not general, but it's a
Look,
specific type of grape
she
where
already told you. She already asked, like, where in the Bible does God condemn grape? Can you give that to us or no?
it's in the book of Exodus.
And where?
I
Yeah.
don't know the specific chapter. I forgot
Do you want a
because I
second
read
to
it.
look it
I
up?
know. Yes, please.
Go for it. No problem.
Oh my
I'm still on my 30-minute break, by the way. I'm still on my lunch
You're
break.
still eating?
No, I mean I already ate, but I'm still on my hour lunch. You know,
Was it chicken wings or was it like
it was chicken thighs, to be honest. Still freaking delicious, but yeah, it was chicken thighs. I just made some lemon pepper chicken. Lemon pepper
why does she
chicken.
only cook for you?
Huh?
Why does she only cook for you?
Who cooked?
Didn't you say your wife made it?
Nope.
What was the
Yeah,
question?
that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Taylor. Yeah, that's what I thought. See? Out here criticizing me. Mm-hmm. It was delicious too. But they were just leftovers. But that's all right. That's all right. I realized that I haven't like had a very good meal all day, which is probably adding to my crankiness, but that's all right. I'll survive. Also, look, if you're
What is grape?
hold on 1 second, sir. Also, if you're on YouTube or Instagram, link is in the bio as well. I'm uploading all my reels to YouTube and to Instagram, right? All the reels and TikToks that I've made so far. And so I've been posting like twice a day for like the last like week. And I'm almost done, but I just posted another one. So if you happen to have an Instagram, you know, there's please send poor board a like. Okay, just send me a little like, or a YouTube. Just double tap one time for me, please. Thank you. But that's all. That's the only announcement that I have.
Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
damn.
I'm sure she'll come back. I think maybe she timed out.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
James.
maybe
James, are
she
you in a
was
quiet
checking.
place?
It's Double O
Please,
Trade's
is
turn.
the question why is Christianity so confusing?
Yeah.
Hold on, NK. Hold on.
Oh
Hold
my
on,
god.
everybody.
Everybody's
Hold
talking.
on, everybody. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. So we like to have conversations one at a time. So thank you guys for being patient. It's Double O Trade's turn. Unless if that other guest comes back, we might like just pick up that conversation just so everybody's clear, just out of respect, because we asked her to grab it. But Double O Trades, are you a Christian? If so, how old are you?
Yes, I am, and I'm 22.
Cool. Why is Christianity so confusing?
Oh shit, I'm not eating.
To me, it's not actually.
Okay.
The Bible makes things very plain.
Hopefully we'll get some clarity. Taylor or Nika, you guys got anything? Or Crash?
I also want
Crash,
to say
I'll
this real
hold your
quick. I'm not trying
hand.
to I don't want to convert anybody. I'm just here to answer questions for your
Oh, shit.
understanding.
I'm so
I'm not
sorry,
trying to
Double
argue
O
with
Trades.
anybody.
She's back.
I got you.
Hold on, Double O Trades.
No worries. I think you were disconnected because you were off of TikTok for a minute.
You were gone a while, Sia.
Yeah. That's all right. No worries.
Did you find the verses?
I don't know if she's connected all the way.
Verses?
I found a few verses.
Okay. Can you give us the first one and we'll go over it?
Okay, so the first one is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 25.
Okay. What's the other
Can
one?
you just pop it up on?
Yeah, I'll just type
Let's
them all
start
in.
with that one first.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Wait.
I think it's not way.
Okay. Can we go over the first one, and then whilst we're still there, I'll be popping up the next verses.
Sure. I mean, if I can, I was just gonna have them all listed out, and then we can go through one at a time. That's fine. But you want to make it harder on me and my life, and thanks so much, Sia. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for making my life so hard. It's okay. I'll survive. All right, Deuteronomy 22 and 25. I'm just kidding. You're good.
Okay, so
go
sorry, Boyd.
No,
Oh
please.
yeah, Boyd, read it.
I don't know how to read.
That you can read. Okay, but
we also need to start earlier than this. We need to start at 23. Because it's talking about a specific man.
Yeah.
And we need to end at, I think,
But
29, to be fair.
Can you show it on the screen?
Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see it.
Yep, that's what I was doing all along. Okay. If there is a young woman, a virgin, already engaged to be married, and a man meets her in the town and lies with her, you shall bring them both to the gate of the town and stone them to death. Damn.
So
the young woman. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
So that's the first one. That's specific about a virgin, right?
Yeah.
Can we? I'm sorry, but then you don't. When we read scripture, we don't
keep
read it
reading.
in.
We're going to keep
verse.
reading,
Okay.
but I
we
just
are
want
reading
you
in
to
context.
be clear.
Sorry. We are reading in context. You told us to read verse 25. So context would mean that we're reading this whole entire passage, right? So we're starting at 23 where we're talking about this young woman and this young man. If you're familiar with Deuteronomy 22, almost the whole entire chapter is talking about sex crimes, right? So verse 23, take them both to the gate of the town and stone them to death, the young woman because she did not cry for help in the town, and the man because he violated his neighbor's wife. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. Right? Verse
Nothing about a child.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing, Sia, there's nothing about a child. This is still specifically adult relationships.
I'm sorry, but then what I'm saying is rape is something that am I going to be flagged?
Just
don't do it again.
I don't even know if this is about grape, to be honest, but okay.
But then the verse, it's from 25 going through down if you continue reading it.
Yeah, we're getting there. But Taylor's point is still valid, right? It's nothing about children here.
What I'm
Verse
saying
25,
is
but if
and my point still stands that grape is something that is general. You shouldn't categorize it and say that, oh, child grape is now something that you put in one little box and the other you put grape is grape and it's all wrong and it should be condemned.
We haven't
for what
gotten
it
there
is.
yet. So verse 25, but the man meets the engaged woman in but if the man meets the engaged woman in the open country and the man seizes her and lies with her, then only the man who lie with her shall die. You shall do nothing to the young woman. The young woman has not committed any offense punishable by death, because this case is like that of someone who attacks the murderers and murders a neighbor. Since he found her in the open country and the engaged woman may have cried for help, but there was no one to rescue her. Okay.
So notice that we're getting a little younger. It says young woman, but it does not say children anywhere. So still adult relationships. Young women being engaged. Adult relationships.
So a woman who was engaged, yeah.
Taylor,
And now this is a woman who's
Taylor,
not engaged.
I hear where you're coming from. Taylor, I hear where you're coming from, and I'm not in any way trying to disprove what you're saying. But what I am telling you now is that grape in general is something that cannot be, you shouldn't categorize it. Grape is grape and it's wrong. So you shouldn't now say that, oh, just because someone
Take it
didn't
easy.
specify that, oh, you know what, I'm not supposed to grape a cat, that I'm now not a
What?
grapist.
Okay, verse 28. If a man meets a virgin who is not engaged and seizes her and lies with her, and they are discovered, the man who lay with her shall give 50 shekels of silver to the young woman's father, and she shall become his wife. Because he violated her, he shall not be permitted to divorce her as long as he lives. So in this instance, he grapes her, and then he pays for her, and she's forced to marry her grapist.
So God has created a system for grape instead of saying it's bad in that situation.
Not at all. If you read that verse into context, you have to also understand the historical context of what that means.
We started at 22. That's context.
I'm talking about historical context. You have
So
to
give me the
understand that
history that makes this grape and paying for it okay. Please give me the history.
the
Whether or not
historical
she's
context
engaged, that's
wasn't
it. Sorry, go ahead.
the historical context is that if someone was to grape a young woman at the time, that woman wouldn't be seen as a valuable, not valuable, but rather no man would want to lie with her or be married to her. They'd
So
consider
God
her
is
to.
controlled by the context.
No,
God
he's
could have
not.
said, you know, even though she had been groped, you guys need to value her. God could have said that. But instead he said, oh my God, you better pay for her.
But
that
he
doesn't make
does
any
say-
sense.
But he does say that everyone has that everyone has value within them.
Or could
Like,
you pull
it
up
doesn't
Exodus 22:19? I want to show you something, Sia.
Okay.
Whoever has intercourse with an animal shall be put to death. Do you see how clear God was here? He did not need 25 verses to say grape was wrong. He didn't need 25 verses to say that whoever has intercourse with an animal shall be put to death. He got it done in one. And it's confusing as to why he put this in there, but not the thing about child grape and not the thing flat out about adult human grape.
Okay, I hear.
Okay, can you read Ephesians 5 verse 18?
Okay. What I'm saying is,
No, but
I can
wait,
hear.
can you? I do want you to say what you're going to say, but I would like you to respond to what I just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm responding to.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I hear where you're coming from and what the frustration that you kind of have, but then you have to understand that this is him explaining this is a history book basically that's telling you things that was happening, and he was giving people laws and certain rules to be followed. And when he was telling them about grape, he did have to be elaborate about those certain 25 that whole 25 chapters that he was speaking about. And when he reached here in what's Exodus 19, he was then being specific as well. Grape is also a specific sin, and you cannot just generalize it. And it's I still stand
So
by that
if
point.
God had, would you prefer that God had added a verse that just said grape is wrong, or do you think that he doesn't need to say grape is wrong?
He already did.
But would you prefer a version of the Bible where he just had a flat out verse that says grape is wrong?
I'm
It's
fine with the Bible
Ephesians
that we already have.
verse 18.
So you prefer God not say grape is wrong
I
in
prefer what
in unambiguous terms.
I prefer is God's will.
And
And if
God's will
his
was not to say that grape is wrong.
he did.
No, he said specific kinds of grape in situations he didn't like it. And not
No,
even then, he actually is fine with grape.
he's not.
Okay, see ya. Well, Sia, do you have anything else that you want to share with the congregation?
Oh, before I joined, there was something that was being discussed about how we can, what was it? That was being discussed about how we can verify if a certain book is real or not. I think it was shared by Nika, and Luke was on the conversation during that time. And I just wanted to answer a few of those questions as well. So,
You can
uh,
ask Nika if she would like to answer those with you.
oh, does Nika, do you still need an answer to those questions, or
No, I don't care.
okay?
Well, and I'm trying not to say Sia, but I think that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Trades.
Hey, Trades.
How you doing?
You're a Christian?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
22.
Okay, why is Christianity so confusing?
I do not believe it is. Can you give me a question?
Well, it's more so just like what we can observe, right? Like we can bring up multiple verses. I mean, just kind of like what happened, or I don't know how long you've been
Mm-hmm.
listening, but a lot of interpretations and translations, people often disagree. And so I guess my question is, if God is perfect, then his message would be perfect. And why is it so unclear? Why are we having such a hard time understanding what he means?
I believe that may just be in the sense of because believing in God, it's not really a logical thing. It's a hard issue, and the Bible does talk about that as well. So maybe if you're not fully opening your heart or your mind to God about whatever it is that you seek from Him, because in the Bible it says, what I'm saying, like seek my face, wholeheartedly, and what I'm saying,
Mm.
like you will find whatever it is that you need in God. So I'm not gonna say that I'm a true Bible scholar because there's still plenty of things I need to learn about the Bible. I still fall short of my walk every day, but I genuinely do feel like that it may not be confusing, but it may just be that your point of understanding at that moment is just not where it needs to be. Because you know, uh, like with babies, before you feed them meat or any hard substance, you feed them milk because that's all it is that they're able to intake. So just like with children, whenever we are babes in Christ, as people at the church call it, we get fed milk until we are able to digest things that are a little bit more difficult for us as we go closer in our walk.
Well, but what you're saying is like you have to open your heart and your mind. But I feel like
Yes,
to
ma'am.
to do that in the first place, you would have to already have some belief in God, right? And so like it
No, you don't have to have a previous belief in God or to Him.
no,
Really,
I think you would,
it's
right?
like
Because
it's the acceptance of wanting to seek His
am I
face.
lagging or is he? Am I lagging or is he? Can someone tell me?
No, it might be me.
Hello? Okay, that's fine. Well, so I think you would have to have some like you would have to believe in God already, because it'd be like the equivalent of me telling you you have to open your heart and mind to the goblin that lives under my bed that's invisible, right? Like it is equally as unrealistic for me to open my heart to God as it would be for you to open your heart to like the invisible goblin, right? Because to you that's not a real entity, the same as to me or other atheists, like that's not a real entity. So it seems a bit like circular kind of to say, you know what I mean? To say like to believe in God, you have to believe in
Mm-hmm.
God.
Not exactly. Can you give me a different example so I can better understand in
Okay,
the context of
so
what you're asking?
yeah, so you're Christian, you're obviously you don't believe in Allah, right?
No,
Muslim.
ma'am.
Muslim, right. So if you were to speak to a Muslim and you were to ask them like how do you know that the Quran is true? And they said, well, to know that the Quran is true, you
Mm-hmm.
just have to open your heart and mind to Allah. Well, that would be pretty difficult for you because you don't believe Allah exists in the way that they're like asserting that he does, right? So to open your heart to something that you don't believe exists, well, that would be pretty silly, right?
Saying that as me already being a Christian, sir, or someone that doesn't believe in anything at all.
Uh, either, because to you, this God that they're speaking of doesn't exist to you.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that if I'm to come to understand God, I need the Bible, right? There's no other way for me to know anything about God except for through the Bible. And you're saying to understand the Bible, you have to open your heart to God. But I don't know what God is without the Bible. So then we're just in like this circle, right? I can't know about God without the Bible. I can't know the Bible
There's
without
ways for
God.
you
I
to
can't know God without the Bible.
Okay, so wait, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I might be lagging. Can you hear me? Okay, awesome.
yeah.
So there actually are ways to know and understand God without the Bible, but it's just that the Bible is the one true source of knowledge that God has ordained for us to understand and learn. Like by way of the
Okay,
Holy like by way of the Holy Spirit.
but then the same issue kind of arises, right? Like I can't know about God without
How
Bible,
so?
can't know Bible without God, can't know God without Bible, can't know Bible without God. Now I'm just in this kind of like perpetual loop. I can't justify one without the other and in the reverse as well. I can't justify Bible without God, can't justify God without Bible.
Can you say that one more? Okay, so I don't think you're understanding fully what I mean, if that makes sense. Okay, so you can justify like God without the Bible. Like for example, you can like you can take the Bible and apply it to your life and then be justified that way. Or you can take
Well,
your
but
like well, prime example, we as people think that, you know, like murder, killing, stealing, lying, all of those things are wrong. Those are looked at as wrong things.
yeah.
So if we apply those Bible, those all those things are said to be wrong. Like prime example, if for God to sit here and say that we should not have sex outside the covenant of marriage, there's reasons for that. Now if we apply that
But
that same
hold on,
thing
Shade.
like to
Hold
our
on. Hold on though,
yeah,
because then all you're doing is saying this is what the Bible says and there's a reason that it says it and so I believe it's true in reality, but whether
that's
it's
not what
true in
I'm
reality
saying.
is kind of the thing in question, right? Like you can't say that I can justify God without the Bible. All you need to do is apply the Bible to reality because then you're still using the Bible. So, what way can we verify that God is real in the way that Christianity asserts that has nothing to do with the Bible?
You said okay, so you said what way can you affirm that
Is
the
there is
Bible
there
is
like
real
anywhere you
without
can
using
go
it
to get
pretty
like a
much?
better connection? Because I think you're lagging pretty bad and it's getting a bit tricky to
Yeah.
go back
Give
and
me give
forth.
me 1 second. My apologies.
Okay,
I got you. Give me one
that's
second.
okay. No
He'll,
worries.
I think he'll have to drop and like come back. So to like
Reset.
yeah.
Okay. Was he was the one lagging, right? It wasn't me. Because
Yeah,
for a
it's
second,
him.
okay.
Is that better now? Can you hear me?
I think so. I'm gonna say 1, 2, and you say 3, okay? 1, 2.
3.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you're saying that there's a way to justify God without the Bible, but then the example that you gave me was like implementing the Bible onto like the things that we're seeing now. So in what ways could you justify that God exists in the way that Christianity asserts that he does without using the Bible at all?
Okay, so like I was saying before, uh, sex outside the covenant of marriage. Now this is just without the application of the Bible.
Yeah.
We all know that sex outside the covenant of marriage can lead to HIV, HPV, hepatitis, having children, STDs, STIs, and that's just without the implication of the Bible. That's just science. That's just facts that we all
Yeah.
know happens.
All
Those are
those things can
those are things
happen
that can
with
sit here and say that one more time.
all those things can happen anyways, right?
Exactly. So that's just without justification of the Bible, though. These are just I'm doing what you asked right
No,
here.
I'm saying all those things can happen when you're married to someone and you have sex too.
I mean, absolutely. But I'm just saying that, like without the covenant of marriage, I'm not trying to use the Bible like you said, but like that's just my main
So why is
source.
it wrong to have
That's all it
sex
is.
outside of marriage? Why would that be wrong? Because everything that you mentioned is like also
Because
a possibility.
whenever you have sex outside the covenant of marriage, like there are things that can be passed down. I'm not talking about like physical, but also like spiritual things that can be passed down to you, like
Well,
certain things that
how would you know
certain
that?
things that are uh I've experienced those things. Certain things that are not characteristics of your
I haven't.
character. Uh, uh well that's
So
awesome.
then
I hope that you don't ever
yeah.
have to experience that as
Well,
well, you know.
trades. My point is now, how do we know which one
Yes,
of us is
ma'am.
true, right? Like this is the trouble with
The
anecdotal.
the application of applying
Hold
whatever
on,
it is that you believe into our
just
life.
say, what I'm saying is, right,
Yes,
is that like now we have two personal anecdotes, right? You
yes
say
ma'am.
you've had sex outside of marriage and there was this spiritual implication to it. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
that's never happened to me. So how do we know now which one of us is right?
I mean, are you a believer in Christ?
No, but that wouldn't be relevant.
Then you may
I
it would be relevant because if you're a believer in Christ and you may see things from a carnal perspective, but I also see things from both carnal perspectives and spiritual perspectives.
Okay, but now you're just saying that these implications exist because it's your opinion that they do. But what
No,
I'm trying to get to is
this
proof.
isn't my
What I'm trying
opinion.
to get to is truth. No, it is your opinion. The Bible doesn't say anything about like spiritual ties to people that you have sex with. It only says
It does
not.
now.
Okay, what's the verse?
Um, I am not actually specific to like knowing the verse itself,
Okay, but
but
that's
I
okay.
can
Wait. I
possibly
just want
point
to
you to
say
the book if that's possible.
no. I want to be fair to you, and I want to say
Okay.
that's okay. That's okay that you don't know the verse,
Uh-huh.
but then I feel like to be fair to each other, I won't
Yeah.
say that the Bible says anything unless I'm prepared to pull up a verse on it, and then you don't either, and then we don't ever have to like go verse for verse, right?
So you don't want me to like talk about something if I'm not able to like know it like off the top of
Like
my head pretty much.
exactly. Like if you don't know the verse
Okay,
and then we can read
I
it
got
together,
you.
then I feel like we could just
Okay,
move on
cool.
to
I
something
got
else.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm open to it. If you're able to school me on something, go ahead. I'm open to learning anything.
Yeah, I just don't understand that the Bible does mention anything like that. If it does, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm open to going over the verse with you, but if you can't, I think that's cool, but then we just got to kind of move on from that because we can't
Okay,
substantiate that,
got you.
right? Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
But my point is like you're saying okay, there are these spiritual implications, right? And this is why it's wrong to have sex outside of marriage. But then your belief in Christ is the grounding for why you think this is wrong. How do you know anything about Jesus outside of the Bible? Because that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to substantiate all of this without the Bible. Because then if we can point to something else and say, well, all of these things are true in reality and the Bible says it, then that might be evidence. That might be evidence to connect those two things, right? The Bible was right about all these other things. but I
I
don't
mean,
see that to be
that's what I was
true.
trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. But you said that that's still me applying the Bible, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because if your justification for why these things are true are because the Bible says it, then we're back in that perpetual circle, right? So what I'm trying to
No,
do
ma'am,
is like,
that wasn't what I was trying to do.
but
Like,
that's what you
okay, so
did.
like I mean, no, no, no. Like I told you, like just without like going back to the topic of like sex like, in general, like
Okay.
if like just like I said for like scientific facts, studies have been done,
Yes.
all that those things can cause physical harm to your body. And now anybody that doesn't believe in God can experience those things. Now, when you sit here and read the Bible, it talks about things that can harm you and why sex outside the covenant of marriage is wrong. Now I just
But trades.
that's an example without me going to the Bible.
Sure.
That's just
But
me
okay.
like
No, that's fair.
comparing the
That's
two.
fair. That's okay. But now we have to investigate your claim. So your claim is
Hmm.
that science has an opinion on whether you should have sex outside of marriage. Is that what you're saying?
That's not at all what I said.
Okay, so
No, that's not what I said.
so
No,
okay.
ma'am.
So what does science say about sex outside of marriage?
No, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. I'm not saying science is saying anything about sex outside of
Because well,
marriage.
you said scientifically this is true. So
I said
I'm
yeah,
wondering,
talking about scientifically, like about AIDS, STDs, and sexual
yeah. So
diseases.
what are these scientific findings that are asserting that sex outside of marriage makes these things more likely, or that it's like somehow more dangerous? Like, what would be the studies behind that? I'm super
Well,
curious.
I'm not trying to specify it as sex outside of marriage, but I'm talking about just premarital sex in general. Like that's what I meant.
That's what sex outside of marriage is.
I mean I know, but like you can like of course like you said before, you can experience like having those things while in the covenant of marriage. That would be committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
Sure. Well,
saying
I would
like
imagine that all of those things that you're talking about would also be true in adultery, right? If
yes,
you're being
ma'am.
adult. Okay. So then my point kind of still stands,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Though
You
I
you
don't think you understand what I'm saying. If that makes sense. Like I
well,
get what you're saying.
trades.
You want me to find justification without using the Bible,
Okay,
and I
can
just
I
try
repeat
to.
what you've said and then you can tell me if it's correct? Because you seem to have this understanding that I'm not comprehending what you're saying. I'd love to just repeat it back to you and you can correct me. Is that okay?
No, 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 no. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening.
Sure. So you're saying that the Bible is true, because there are things outside of the Bible that substantiate its claims. For example, premarital sex, right? So we can look scientifically, we can see that premarital sex or sex outside of marriage, once you are married, you're more likely to get diseases or have children outside of marriage or so on and so forth. There are all these kind of negative implications, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So I totally understood. Here's my thing now. So you made
Mm-hmm.
this claim. You're saying scientifically we see that these things are more likely, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I need you to substantiate that claim. And I want to know where you came to understand this. What are the statistics around why and how, and what are the numbers around it being more likely that you would contract these diseases? Um, and the connection to marital status.
I mean, I don't specifically know the numbers, but I
So then
mean,
why
like,
so then
I
why
feel like
would you believe it's true?
that's very much so. That's very much so. At least common knowledge that I would say.
I don't think it
Like
is.
that's what we were. I mean, were you not taught about like sexual education as a child and certain things like
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
Okay, so like that's the common knowledge that I'm using.
I don't think that's common knowledge.
I'm not really like too specific on numbers because that's really what I just use,
Yeah.
and I'm a numbers guy, but like I feel like that they may have to be there may be like a bias in
Can
there
I
because
say
of my
something?
faith, but
Quick.
that's not what I'm trying to do.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
I just want to point something out, and this is gonna kind of be just like slightly off topic, but here's like
Uh huh.
something that I really struggle with. This is maybe a little bit of a confusion for me. Like,
Got you.
do you are you interested in psychology at all?
Yes and no.
Yeah, a little bit maybe. So
Yeah,
here's
a
the
little
thing
bit.
about Christianity that it does. Like
Mhm.
Christianity really emphasizes faith. And like to have faith in something, it means that you don't have evidence for it, you don't see, touch, or hear it. Like it's this like profound kind of like emotional appeal, right? Is that fair to
Yes,
say?
ma'am.
So here's what I think happens, and I saw it just. Hold on one second.
Do you have faith in oxygen?
No, I don't have faith
You
in
don't have
oxygen.
faith in oxygen?
No, hold on one second. This babe about to be my ass. Okay. No, I don't have faith in oxygen. But here's the issue that I have with faith.
Huh?
And yeah,
I'm not.
no.
I'm not trying to laugh at you, nothing like that. But like,
Well, Trades, I mean, I think it's a silly question, only because I don't need faith in oxygen. It's something we can literally measure, right? So it's
I
quite
mean, you
literally
can't. You
tangible.
can't see, feel, or hear oxygen, but
No, but
you still breathe it.
it's tangible, right? You know that? It's measurable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I can't measure God. He's not tangible.
Okay, can you measure wind or air?
Yeah, you can, absolutely. But that's not the
Okay,
point.
so like that's.
I just want to say really quick, I'm not knocking faith yet. Right?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, I
saying
got
that
you. I got you.
this is like a huge component of Christianity, is that you must have faith. But there are some things that are, his ways are higher, his ways are not our ways. Like there is so
Mm-hmm.
much about the faith, about like the religion, that requires you to have faith, because it's not going to give you some spreadsheet, right, on the exact ways in which things have happened. Like it really requires you to have faith. But here's the issue that I have. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you are kind of taught to believe something without seeing or measuring it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it bleeds into other areas of your life, because now you've been brought up, or you've been maybe indoctrinated. I know that's kind of a harsh word, but
No, you
perhaps,
good. You good.
other religions are indoctrinate too. Like it teaches you that you should believe things without entirely knowing. You should believe
Like
without
being in the
seeing,
cult.
touching, or seeing. Well, I mean, sure, some cults do that, right? For sure. They also do these things. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, you just said, I believe it's true that sex outside of marriage or premarital sex causes more diseases and is more dangerous. And maybe, Trades, maybe you're right. Perhaps you are right. But whether you are right is irrelevant to you knowing whether you're right. You just believed it without seeing the numbers or doing the research. And I'm not trying to like make you feel bad. I'm just saying, like, I think this is a
No, you're good. My
huge.
emotions are not involved at all. I'm
No,
listening.
I'm
You're
just
good.
saying, it's like a huge implication of your faith, right? Like your faith has taught you that it is okay to believe things without seeing, touching, or feeling, without kind of like reasoning through to some conclusion. It just gives you the answer and says, believe this, and if you do, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
rewarded one day. And so now I think maybe there's this like thinking pattern that you have. Now it's easy for you to assert things or make claims, and you don't necessarily have to have the information. You just believe that it's true. So whether it's right or
Um.
not is kind of irrelevant.
No, no, ma'am. The only thing that I believe without seeing, touching, or feeling is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I wasn't always a believer my whole life.
Yeah.
I just now started believing almost for 3 years. You know that my mind and my heart has been renewed. Before like I said before, common sense and just simple things that I've been taught on information, like when it comes to like I say sexual education because like this is just a big thing in adultery and fornication and stuff. That's really big amongst my age group right now. I don't know why it is, but um I just use that as an example just because like that's just a really big thing that I can apply to my life. And I knew that like I said recently before, where it would talk about having children, like AIDS, STIs, STDs. We can go down the whole nine. But I'm just saying that like when I
I
didn't
just,
know about God versus
yeah.
when I did know about God, that's just my justification right there that God is just and there are reasons why we shouldn't be doing these
But
things outside of the
Trades,
covenant of
like
marriage. Not saying that they cannot happen without them.
I know, but like what I'm trying to point out to you is like there's two claims you've made now that you're not entirely prepared to substantiate, right? like a verse, some that the Bible's saying something, but you don't know what verse, and now but there's some scientific research to some conclusion that you don't entirely have any source for. And like I'm saying, that's like it is what it is, but I think that this is now kind of a pattern. And I wonder, just on a personal level, I wonder if this isn't connected to the doctrine of Christianity, right? What Christianity teaches you to believe things without entirely knowing whether they're true or not. And to your
What, like you're
point,
talking about a
Trades,
form of brainwashing?
I'm just talking
Is that what
about
you
you
mean?
personally.
Oh, me personally? Oh,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
but Trades, like
I don't
I
blindly
think
believe things.
it seems more
The
reasonable.
best way to do that is if we test it, because it it also talks about that in the Bible. If we believe something is true or if it's not true, the first thing we do is test it.
But
It also
Trades,
talks about that
I
in the
just
word
think
as well.
like something like this sex claim that you've made, like premarital or you know, adulterous sex, like it seems more likely that any correlation between STDs and sex is going to be like safe sex rather than marital status. To me, that seems like common sense, right? That actually they're not going to be researching whether married people or single people are contracting more STDs, but rather whether people who practice safe sex are contracting more STDs, which we know that they don't. They contract way less STDs when you practice safe sex. So this is my thing, right? Like you've drawn this correlation that I don't think is entirely warranted, but you're not really prepared to substantiate it. And I don't want to be like a hard ass. I don't want to be like push you like what's your
No,
source? What's your source?
you absolutely can. I have no problem with being taught other things. I'm listening.
No, but I'm saying like you're making these claims, and I don't want to be the fucking loser who's like, source your claim. But I just don't think that you can, and like it is what it
I
is.
mean, go ahead and
Why
source your
do
claim
you
if you
think
can
it
pull it up,
though?
and then I can do the same thing as well. I mean,
But why do you?
it's not
But it's
really a thing. It's like it's literally just like research. You can look it up.
I know, but why do you think it before you've done the research, you know? That's what I'm
No,
asking.
I just told you I didn't think that before I did research. Like I was taught this, and then the research shown that these things happen, and then I
But
just correlated
you
that
don't know
with being
that
a
because you
believer
haven't
in
done
God.
but you haven't done the research.
I I
That's what I'm trying to say.
I just told you I wasn't always a believer before I did the research about premarital sex, sex outside the covenant of marriage. I did those things, and then I just applied that to saying being a believer in my life, and then the evidence itself just showed, and then it went hand
Yeah.
in hand.
I don't think that's true. But I think
I
we're kind
just
of we're
how I just told you what
yeah,
what
because you already said that you don't have the numbers and you wouldn't be able to like find me some
I mean of
source
course
that's
off the
gonna
top of my
draw
head,
some
like
correlation
you said, it's
between
open to you want
marital
me to do that
status
earlier,
and
like you
like
said.
contraction of STDs. And I think it's okay that you don't have that source, right? That you'd probably have to specifically search your claim to see if anything came up. And like that's okay. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you have made a claim and you have a belief that you don't know is entirely true or not. And that part is the worry, right? That's the worrisome
I
part.
mean,
That's why
the word itself, belief and faith, like, is the absence of like not knowing fully. So I do understand your perspective when it comes to that, but like I'm still
yeah.
saying, like you yourself
So then
as a person can look that up and
but
like
then so you
and
see the
research that
pattern, right?
yourself,
Like
and
you
then
have
you can
faith in
go in and
God.
like go back to the Bible, and
Okay.
then apply that right there for that to go hand
Trades.
in hand. I'm just trying to give you an example of what you asked earlier. I don't want to
No,
go back and forth in
I know
circles
that.
if
I
that's
know
what you
where
think I'm
we
trying
are
to
in the
do.
no. I'm trying to point out like a pattern in your thinking, right? Because you did it like a couple times and then I was like, it seems like
A couple times
this
with
is
what?
like yeah, that you've like asserted a claim without any ability to substantiate it.
So you want me to like have like evidence on hand before like I say something that, like I said before, is common sense that we've all been taught?
It's not common sense, Trades. Like
I mean,
I don't know,
like
just saying that like it like you can just say
the
anything
host
is
had pulled up a Bible verse before. Would it be
Trades.
possible if you're able to like look up that question as well?
Yeah, but they pulled up a verse that someone specifically told them to look up. You don't have any verse to pull up. And this is what I was trying to
because
say
it's
earlier. Hold on,
it's a
just wait, let me
it's a
finish.
general question now.
Let me finish, okay? Like, because you're getting lost in the sauce here for a second. Like,
Man, you ain't crossing me up. I hoop for real. I play defense.
James, please, man. Man. I'm breaking your ankles right now, like that ass. But
No,
like,
you're not.
no,
I'm
I
still in
am,
front of
bro.
you. I'm
I
still
am, bro.
here. I'm still here. I'm finna block your
You're
shot.
on the floor, bro. I'm like trying to help you up right now. I'm being
No,
a good sport. I'm trying to
no,
help you up.
no,
Yes,
no,
bro.
no. I'm not
Yes,
getting crossed
yes.
up right now. I
You
play
are.
defense. I
You
play
are,
defense.
bro.
I'm
I'm
listening. I'm listening.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yo. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish the question. Go ahead. Finish the question. My
This
fault.
is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think, like, on a regular basis we say anything, and then if someone's like, what's your source for that, we just like have a link memorized in our brain, right? Like, I think that's okay that you don't have it like specifically ready to give me. What worries me, though, is that I know that you have not done the research to conclude these things. And that is what worries me. I think probably Christianity within the last 3 years has taught you that it is okay to believe things without knowing that they're true. And now you can make claims like
The
the Bible
definition of
says
faith.
this, and this is true about premarital sex, and you're not really prepared to actually know whether that's true or not.
I mean, I don't think anyone wants to know if having STDs or HIV or anything like that is true. Like that'd be very painful.
I do. I want to know. What are you talking
What
about?
you wanna experience having that to know if it's true?
No, I'm saying I want to know the statistics around who's more likely to get HIV so that I don't get
Oh.
it, right? But I
Okay, so
wouldn't
like
be willing to just
so you want to experience like so you're saying that you would rather experience the possibility of having something that can potentially like alter your health like forever versus
trade
just not have to.
trades,
I mean,
babe.
no, like
Come on.
that's what I think. Like,
No,
I
no,
may
this
not
is
be
what
thinking
I'm
the same
saying.
way
I
as
would
you.
rather have the experience of doing the research on something that I
Hmm.
have a belief on to make sure that my belief is correlated to reality. And I don't think that you've done that.
I mean, I just asked if the host could like type the question in before so that we
But
could see
why
these
would she do
things.
the but why should she do the research for you? That's silly.
It's no. I'm not saying that she should do the research for me. I'm just saying like common knowledge is that we've all been taught about safe sex and not safe sex and the distinction between the things that will happen versus we practice those things or don't practice those things. And then I just correlated that with,
No, no,
being in the
Trade.
covenant
Hold
of
on.
marriage versus without being
Wait.
in the covenant of marriage.
Not you trying to steal my score. Like, I'm the one who
No,
made the correlation
I'm not trying to steal your score.
Trade.
You up 2 points. I'm not stealing the score.
Trade, you
I'm literally
silly
just saying
goose.
that I mean
No, but
I've
I
told
was
you
the
I've done
one
this
who made the
before.
correlation between safe sex. You're the one who's trying to make a correlation between STDs and marital status. And I'm saying I doubt that that's a huge line of research. I think more likely they're trying to say have safe sex. They don't care if you're married or not, because you can have unsafe sex while you're married too and still get diseases.
Yeah, I said that as well before previously.
Listen, the point here is, like,
Got him.
the point here is,
Not
Trade.
exactly, but okay.
No, it's okay. I'm not gonna rub it in your
I was
face.
trying
You
to
know,
help you.
I'm
Damn,
not a sore
I was
winner.
saying got him as in you got Lika there, but never mind. I'll take it back. Shit. I ain't on your side no more.
My fault. I
No,
apologize.
No, because
boo
he
to
knows.
you.
He
Boo
knows.
to you. Boo
No,
this man.
don't boo me. We having a good
Boo.
conversation. We ain't arguing or nothing,
Boo
bro.
to you.
Y'all actually cool people. Y'all actually cool people.
Boo.
No, I'm the
Chill.
only cool one here. Taylor's cool too,
What?
but really,
Nah, you right for
it's
sure.
me.
Nah,
What?
you
It's
cool
me.
Not
for
for
real.
sure. What the hell? Why you agreeing? What is this
Because
right
you're booing him.
now?
Why you gotta say you're cool? You booed him.
Aaron. No, A_AA Aaron. Hey, I rock with you, cuz. Talk to him, twin.
No.
Cook in the comments for
Don't.
me, twin. Keep cooking
We're
in the
not.
comments for
We're
me.
not doing shout
Hey,
outs.
get
We're
out of
not
here.
doing shout outs.
No.
We're
Oh,
not
you
doing
gonna
shout.
drop me for that? Yo!
Who said that?
I'm not
Listen,
dropping
Trey,
it.
hold on. Back to the point.
You're just looking for
Listen,
I'm
glaze right
listening.
now.
Go ahead.
listen. We went on to
No,
we
no,
went on
never that,
this
never
whole
that.
All right
we
then.
went on this whole
Focus.
tangent, right? About STDs and stuff. I was just trying to demonstrate to you that like there's a flaw in reasoning when we allow ourselves to believe things without any justification. Okay, and you can call it common sense all you want, but a lot of times people think things are common sense and they're wrong about those things, right? So we can't only rely on our own opinion on what is like obviously true, because it's just not always obviously true. The point is,
You are
there's
making
I
the
don't
baby
think there's
mad.
anything I don't think there's anything you can point to outside of the Bible that's going to substantiate it.
Okay, let's just. I'm not gonna use that example. I just thought that was common sense. Can you give me an example, man?
Yeah, like I can't give you an example of anything that's going to verify the Bible outside of the
No, no,
Bible
no, no,
because
no. Reverse it. If
what?
you get what I'm trying to say.
No.
Give me an example of something in the world that you feel the Bible cannot correlate with.
Yeah, so the Bible has a story or some
Mm-hmm.
direction about verifying whether your bride was a virgin, and it's to see if she has bled on her wedding night after you've had sex with her. This is not true, right? This is dependent on
I'm
what
not
they're
sure.
referring to as like a girl or a woman's hymen, right, being broken and then it bleeds. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about popping a cherry or something?
Yeah, so even that saying is referring to a woman's or a girl's hymen, right? So it's like this very thin piece of like, I don't know, tissue that when it's broken, it
Mm-hmm.
bleeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in the Bible it says, to verify whether your bride was a virgin, before her wedding night, see if she bleeds.
So
But this is
before you get married, verify if your
no,
bride.
on your wedding night. On your
Okay,
wedding night,
okay.
have sex with your bride, and if she bleeds, then you know she was honest about being a virgin, right?
Um, do you know the verse or the place of where that is?
Yeah,
Would
I
you
can
mind
pull it up
educating
one
me on
second.
that?
Yeah, I'll put it up one second.
You gotta read your Bible more, Trades.
Oh, I'm actually in John right now.
Why are you a Christian if you haven't finished the whole Bible?
It's
Actually, don't
Deuteronomy.
You
answer
don't
me.
you don't you don't have to
Don't
be a
answer
Yeah,
me.
Christian
Just
to
talk to
finish
Nika.
the.
Sorry. I'm distracting you. I'm sorry.
it's Deuteronomy 22:13, yeah, to 21. Yeah. There you go.
All right,
Suppose
go
a
ahead,
man
say that.
marries a woman, but after going into her dislikes her, and makes up charges against her, slandering her by saying, I married this woman,
Against.
but when I lay with her, I did not find evidence of her virginity. The father of the young woman and her mother shall then submit the evidence of the young woman's virginity to the elders of the city at the gate. The father of the young woman shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her, and now he has made up charges against her, saying, I did not find evidence of your daughter's virginity. But here is the evidence of my daughter's virginity. And they shall
Mm-hmm.
spread out the cloth before the elders of the town, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're going to show this sheet that she has bled on her wedding night, right? You understand?
I would have to. I understand what you're saying. I'll have to do more research on that and get back to you because
What research?
I'm not.
What do you think I'm asking you? Like,
So pretty much are you asking me is there any way to test to see if like I can see if like
no,
my
I'm
potential
just
wife
showing you.
is
I'm just showing you this verse, right? Your question
yeah.
for me was, can I point to something in the Bible that's not going to correlate to reality? Okay. So now I'm showing you this
Mm-hmm.
verse that says this is the way to verify a woman's virginity. Is that after her wedding night? This is evidence. After her wedding night, she can provide evidence of this virginity by showing the cloth that she bled on her wedding night when they had sex, right? You see this
Yes,
verse.
ma'am.
Okay. This
Yes, I
is not
do.
true, right? This isn't true. Your hymen can break for many, many reasons before you lose your virginity. So
Absolutely.
this is not reliable. This is not correlating to reality.
I mean, also the Bible talks about how like there are laws that were written in the Bible specific to the times of
This
like
isn't a
when
law.
certain things happened.
This isn't a law. Don't worry. This isn't a law. This is saying something about biology, right? This is saying that a woman bleeds when she loses her virginity. This is what the story is saying.
So
That's
woman
not
also bleeds on
true,
her period.
but trades. No, not her period. When
No,
she loses
I'm
her
just saying like
virginity.
she also does as well.
Oh my God, we're so proud of you, Trades. Look at you knowing women's anatomy. You
Man,
better
chill.
chill.
I'm
You better
22.
chill.
Tighten up, bro. Hey,
Woo!
y'all play too much, bro.
Get this man a
Yo.
podcast. Woo! Hell yeah!
Yeah, y'all
Hell
funny.
yeah!
Not a podcast, bruh.
No, but Trades, listen. This saying
Yeah.
that women bleed when they lose their virginity, that's not necessarily true, right? Like sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't because your hymen can break from like so many different things, from like doing a cartwheel or some shit. Like literally so many things.
Okay, yeah, you got me on that one. Score, you up on the scoreboard right there, twin.
Got
Yeah, it's
him.
okay. I can accept defeat. I'll figure that out on my own.
Got him.
Yeah.
No,
But
but there's like
Taylor, what was the question that you asked?
No, keep going with Nika.
I just
Okay,
want to
okay.
say before you can speak to anybody, but I just want to say really quick, like there's
hmm
so many things like this in the Bible, so many things that are mentioned like this that like have no reason that they should be mentioned, none at all, other than to just like put these restrictions and weird like implications on women or children or people who aren't Israelites, or like just literally so many things, and they're not necessary, and they don't make any sense, right?
I mean, like I said before earlier, like when I was talking about how like testing to see if some things are true or not, or just like opening up your mind or your heart to the knowledge of certain things. That's where I would like to apply at least this part. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong by any means. That's not what I'm saying. But like we can't take everything in the Bible literal.
Does that
Because
happen
like
in the opposite for you too?
Jesus spoke in parable. Say that one more time.
Does that happen in the opposite for you? Like, are you opening your mind and your heart
Yeah.
towards these
I
things
just told her
not
that she
towards these things not being true? Because the information
yeah.
that's being presented to you would prove that these things that are written in the Bible actually aren't true. Are you open to
I mean
that being the
that can
case?
be one. That can be one out of the many things, but I just said yes. Like I can see how like that doesn't correlate at all. I understand that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm not
hmm
open to misinformation, right? So if you are going to prove that you're right
That's why
about
you test
something,
it.
if you're going to obviously, right? If you're going to prove
hmm
that what you believe is true, you should probably have some sort of evidence that that's the case. But when it comes to the Bible, we have evidence in the opposite direction. And in fact, the Bible is not reliable. It's not true.
I mean, that's just one out of the many examples, though. You can't just say the whole Bible isn't true if you just only give me one example off of one
How
thing.
many
Like
examples do we need
that's why I said like
before we say that the
if you can
Bible's
like
not all
find the
true?
application to your life.
How many examples do we need before we can say that the Bible's not true?
Like I'm gonna go out on faith right here and just say this. Whenever I personally like I'm not speaking for anybody, but from my
Are you going
personal
to answer my
experience, which I
question, or
know
are you
may
going
be
to
invalid
ignore
to
it?
you
Just
guys.
respectfully, are you going to answer it,
No,
or
no,
are you going
I
to
just
ignore it?
no. I literally just I just told you that I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
This um to answer your question, but can you say that one more time? You interrupted my flow right there real quick. Can you answer your question? Ask your question one more time. My apologies.
Yeah, you just started apologizing for it. That's why I wanted to be clear that you were either going to answer it or ignore it, right? Then we could I'll just save Save my
No,
breath.
no, no.
But
Like I'm
yeah,
asking.
my
I'm asking
question
if you
is,
can say your question again.
you said, well, this verse here on the screen is just one instance of the Bible not
Uh huh.
being accurate. How many more times does the Bible need to not be accurate before we say that it's not true?
I mean, I believe that's where the word faith comes in, because honestly, that's what it is that I have at the end of the day. I'm not
Yeah, but
saying
that
that what
doesn't
you're
answer
saying
my
is wrong
question.
or anything like that, but
That
I mean, I'm trying to the best of my ability. I may not be fully knowledgeable to answer your question.
if somebody came up
I
to
don't mean
you
it
and had a
frustrate you or
book
something
and
like
said
that.
that this book is
Yeah.
wrong, and you opened up a
Mhm.
page and it said that 1 + 1 = 5, well, you'd
Mhm.
say, well, that's wrong, and so this book is not correct, right? This book is not all true, right? Like, obviously that's the case. And so if somebody came
So
up
are
to
you
you
specifying?
and said, hey, this book that says 1 + 1 = 5, I just have faith that it's true, what would you think about that person?
That's what I was talking about, testing the things that you believe are not true.
Yeah,
But you
that doesn't
already
answer my
believed it.
question.
Am I not saying the right things?
That doesn't answer my question, right? I asked you, what would you think about that person? And then secondly, hi Hannah. And then secondly, the question is like, the point of the question is just to say that, yeah, it's not all true now. Even if you have faith in it, well, your faith doesn't help you doesn't make the book more true. But my original question was just, what would you think of this person?
I wouldn't think anything of the person personally.
You wouldn't think anything of a person that read a book that said 1 + 1 = 5 and said it was correct? Would you think that
I
that
mean,
person
no. I
was
would
intelligent?
just
That that person
say
was leading you
no, 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 no. I
towards
would say
truth?
like I would say can you like show me how that's correct? Just like how Nika
And
wanted me to do, but
and
I
if
wasn't
they
able
just
to with
said,
this
well, I
instance,
just
and
have
that's why I
faith.
said that may be wrong.
Yeah, and they just said, well, I just have faith that it's true.
I feel like I may
Right?
be going in
Would you think
circles with
would you
saying the
think that
same things to you. I'm not trying to do that.
would you think that this person is like, leading you towards truth?
That's so pretty.
No, that's why I asked if the person can you.
No. Okay.
That's why I just said that's why you tested things yourself, or can you ask the person for the evidence right there?
Yeah,
That
so
I don't want to keep saying this over and over again. I already
yeah, I
said
mean,
that like I
when
was wrong on that right there.
well, I know you were wrong. My point isn't to make you concede that you're wrong, right? My point is to say, now that you've conceded that you're wrong, what does this change, right? Are you going to continue to question scripture to see where else it's wrong? Because I can guarantee you it's wrong in more places than just this.
I mean, I absolutely do, but I don't just go in there with the mindset of, oh, just because this is wrong, that everything else is wrong. Like that would just
Well,
be
how
me
do you
closing my
even
mind
know?
and my heart to learning something new.
How do you
If I'm
even
able to
know?
test these things, 'cause like
How do you
I just
even
like I
know?
said before, you just keep testing these things to see if they're true or not. And if they are true, then they're true. But if they are not, they are not.
But you're not testing them though.
How am I not testing these things?
So you've only I'm sorry, bored.
Have you read this verse before?
No.
He said that he's in
That
John.
verse?
That's definitely
Yeah.
after Leviticus. Yeah. Have you read
No,
it?
I didn't. No, there's first and second John in the Old Testament. I'm talking about the New Testament John.
Yeah, I know. Have you read the Old Testament?
Not fully, no.
Where
That's
did you
why I said
start?
I would
Did
have.
you start at
That's
Matthew
why.
and
That's
Mark
why I said.
and Luke?
That's why I said. No.
Okay, bro, listen. I'm trying to get clarity on one thing, right? How much of the Bible have you read? When somebody says that they're at John, typically, like John is like, let's say John is chapter 5, and you say, hey, I'm on
Yeah.
chapter 5. I would assume that you've read chapters 1 through 4, right? So what parts of the Bible have you read?
No, the Bible isn't always meant to be read from
Bro,
front
I
to
don't give a
back.
fuck about all
you
that,
can
right?
learn and
You
apply.
understand the question that I'm trying to ask you, bro. Come on,
I mean,
please.
I
Right
am.
now, right now you're not being
I'm
honest.
not trying to.
I don't listen.
I
Listen.
I am
Don't
being
tell
honest with
me.
you.
Shut
I'm
up.
trying
Shut
to
up. Shut
answer
up.
your
Please. Shut up.
question,
Shut up. Shut
but
up. Shut
you're
up.
not
Shut up.
trying
Shut up.
to.
Shut up. Please.
Dudes, hold on.
Please. I don't
Whoa, whoa,
I don't
whoa.
need
My
you to tell me.
apologies.
I don't need you to tell me
I
how to read the
didn't know you
Bible.
were upset.
I'm asking you, how much of the Bible have you read?
That's
Can
not
you
what I'm trying
answer
to
that
do.
question?
I can.
Okay, go for it.
Um, Matthew. I'm on John right now. James, Revelation, Genesis, parts of Leviticus. Like I can't specifically name every single part because every time I
Okay.
do research or I seek
So
knowledge from the Bible, it's the New Testament and Old Testament, New
have you
Testament and
read
Old
one
Testament. It's not
complete
always the
book?
same thing everywhere else.
Have you read one complete book yet?
Yes,
Okay, which one?
yes, I have. Matthew.
Matthew. Okay. Let's look at Matthew. Matthew chapter 1. This one's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy contradiction here. Okay. Matthew chapter 1 has a whole list of Jesus's lineage, right? Are you familiar? Hello?
Yes, I've read it.
Okay. And Jesse, the father of King David, and David, the father of Solomon, the wife of Uriah, right? So it says all of these things. Now, Matthew chapter 1, verses 16, it says, and Jacob, the father of Joseph, and Joseph, the husband of Mary, who bore Jesus, who is called the Messiah. Right? Why do you think this lineage is here if Joseph is not the biological father of Jesus?
I'm not exactly sure. Like, I feel like that there's also some things that in the
Mm-hmm.
Bible that we may not understand no matter how many times we try to on our own because we're carnal beings, not spiritual beings.
Yeah.
There may be
Well,
reasons as to why
I'm sorry
God
to cut you off,
says
but you
things and
wouldn't know
God does
that.
things and how He
I
operates.
just
Yeah, go
want
ahead,
to
go
be
ahead.
clear. I just want to be clear. You wouldn't know that because you haven't read the Bible, right? So I was just asking you the question to see if you knew why it was important, right? Why is it important to have this lineage here? Well, it's important to have
I
this
mean, I
lineage
can
because
read something, but not fully
Mhm. I
comprehend something
yeah,
at the same
but
time as well, though.
let's be real here, okay? You haven't read it. I'm not trying to discredit all of the knowledge that you do have. I was just asking you a question, but
No,
if you
I have read
don't know,
Matthew.
that's listen, bro. Stop. I understand that you have read Matthew. I'm asking you a question about this, and if you don't know that answer, that's fine. I'll tell you, okay? So you said, I don't know. And then you went on to talk and tried to apologize as to why we all might not know and how this is all some spiritual thing. Well, that's not the case here, okay? Because if we read the Bible, we know exactly why this lineage is important. It's important because Jesus is meant to fulfill some prophecy that where he's supposed to be of the lineage of King David. David fulfilled a prophecy from Abraham, right? That Abraham would have many sons and he'd bear a great kingdom, right? Are you familiar with that part of the story?
Oh yeah, boy. So you're good at
Okay,
this.
great.
What did you
So
like?
so
Seriously, what the freak?
yeah, so this is supposed to be the part of the Bible where this prophecy is fulfilled, okay? The problem is that this prophecy ends at Joseph, and Joseph is not the biological father of Jesus.
So are you asking me why isn't Joseph the biological father of Jesus?
Well, I'm just pointing out to you an issue here, right? That this big prophecy that's supposed to be fulfilled and is supposed to end at Jesus, well, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
end at Jesus because it ends at Joseph, and Joseph, right, is not biologically tied to Jesus. So Jesus could not have fulfilled those types of prophecies because he's not the son of Joseph, right? Additionally, we can see, I mean, there's a contradiction that's here, and the contradiction is found in Luke chapter 3. Do you want to know what that contradiction is?
Oh, that's a big old frog. Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Verse 16 says, "And Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, who bore Jesus, who is called the Messiah." Who's Joseph's father here?
Repeat that one more time for me.
Who's Joseph's father here?
It's not stated.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Highlighted it. Who's the father of
No, I
Joseph?
see.
I just read it out loud to you.
My bad. I don't want to say like that name incorrectly. Nathan.
It's highlighted, bro.
You said who's the father of Joseph?
Yes.
She highlighted the part that
My bad. I'm reading that. I'm reading that completely wrong. Jacob.
Jacob.
My
Jacob's the father
apologies.
of Joseph. Okay, that's all right. We gonna get through it. Jacob. Now, in Luke chapter 3, there's another lineage of Jesus, which also still ends at Joseph, by the way. But here we go.
I have a question for you,
Okay, you can ask when we're done.
if you don't mind me asking.
Verse 23 says, "Jesus was about 30 years old when he began his work. He was the son, as was thought, of Joseph, the son of Heli. Heli, the son of Matat, right? Which was that name that you had a hard time pronouncing. So who's Joseph's father here?
The same name.
The first name was Jacob. Remember?
Yeah.
This name is Heli, not Jacob. So there's a contradiction there. Even with who
I mean,
Joseph's father is.
my name is Elijah. I mean, my name is Elijah, and there could be an Elijah like all the way down the road. Like, it may not be. How do you know if it's talking
Are they
about
the
the
same
same?
Elijah? Well, because of the context that's here. How many fathers do you have?
You have one father.
So if we're going to write
like physical. Yes, I only have one dad.
obviously.
Yes.
So if we're going to write a lineage of how many dads that you have, right? We would say Elijah Sr., right? Is your father.
Yeah.
And then your father's father, your grandfather, Elijah the first, right? Who gave birth to Elijah Sr., who gave birth to Elijah Jr. Now, if we wrote that Elijah the first gave birth to Mr. Pigeon, who gave birth to Elijah, well, that would be a contradiction from what we said earlier, right? So that's the problem.
Yes, but that's why I said, like, how do you know if it's talking about the same person?
Because it says Levi.
I mean,
right?
I understand
So it says
with I understand
Heli,
within the
the
context
son
of
of.
things.
It says Heli, the son of Matat, son of Levi, son of Melech, right? Which is, these are all the same names that lead us to Joseph. The difference here is Heli and Jacob.
Yes.
That's how we know that they're
I
not
understand what you're
talking about
saying.
the same person, right? These are different people. It says Jesus and Joseph in both verses. Yeah, I know, Kylie. You weren't listening.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So there's a contradiction there. But there are many contradictions within Scripture. There are many contradictions even within the four Gospels. We just take the New Testament.
Whoa! What was that?
A contradiction, brother. Okay, that's all I had for you. All I'm saying is that if the
Okay.
Bible doesn't relate to reality, the Bible is contradictory. I'm not sure how we would find any type of truth there. Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, I just had a couple questions for you, Eliza, if
I'm
you will.
listening.
Okay. So you've jumped around in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever read like a regular book like Harry Potter or like something like that? Do you read?
Not as much as I should, but
Can
yeah.
we use
Not
Harry
not not
Potter
not re-
as
not
an
regular
example?
books. You said, can you use that as an example?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I read Harry Potter and I get to
Mm-hmm.
like the 3rd chapter, and Harry Potter has like 50, 70 chapters. And I on the 3rd chapter,
Whoa.
I go, this is the best. I'm just making that up. I don't remember, but
Oh,
probably.
okay.
I go, this is the best book that has ever been written. Have I read enough to actually come to that conclusion? Do you think that's a fair assessment of the book?
So you're saying because you want to make a claim that like X, Y, and Z is the best book ever written because you've read a certain amount. I feel like
Yeah,
that'd be
if I'm 2
opinionated.
chapters in, have I read enough to like kind of base that on, like if I say this is the best book I've ever read that's ever come into existence, like have I read enough to like kind of have that opinion?
I mean, like you just said, that would be an opinion.
Yeah, right. But do you think that's enough to come to that opinion, to come to that conclusion? Because I haven't read like the plot twists, I haven't even read the end of it.
I mean, that's that's. I feel like that's where the definition of opinion comes in.
Mhm.
Like, cause like no matter what, like you can think something and people may not change your mind about it because of your opinion on it.
So, okay. But to relate it closer to you, like
Yeah.
how have you based your entire ideology on this book that you haven't even finished? Like you haven't even read it in order, you like bounced around.
It's not meant to be free. It's not meant to be like read in order though.
Well, it doesn't even matter. I just added that in just to like F with you a little bit more, but even even out of order. Like you haven't read the entire book, but you've
Yeah.
decided that everything in it is true.
Um, that's not what I've decided. I mean, I keep saying this to you guys like over and over again about like testing to see if some things are true, and
Mhm.
that's exactly what I do.
So then,
My faith is unwavering,
but you already
but my
believed.
logic
So
is not
testing to
blind.
see if something is true would have happened before you believed. I
Yes,
can't say that mixing
but
vinegar
like I
and baking soda causes a reaction.
what the
I can't, I can't write vinegar and baking soda causes a reaction in a textbook without ever having put those two things together and like trying it and challenging it and testing it.
yes?
Right. But you haven't
Am I
done
not?
that. You wrote the conclusion in the textbook, which is God is real, without challenging it.
No, no, I have. I mean, not everything in the Bible, of course, because I still need to brush up on my knowledge on the word, absolutely. But like I tested things in the area of my life where I wanted to know if God was real, in order for like for me personally to where like I feel like that I want to change in certain things, and when I applied those things to my life and I tested them, they changed dramatically for the better. That's why I keep saying you should test
Like
these
what? Can you
things.
give me an example?
Um. One example for me personally is that I don't have like a consistent group of friends.
Mhm.
Every time I try and make friends,
Yeah, not just when we
and
sad. You can come
is
back here and be our friend. Like
it
you can talk
nah,
to us.
y'all some cool y'all cool folks. I have no problem with chopping it up with y'all. But yeah, like I don't have like a good group of friends. So every time I try and like find comfort in other people and not find comfort in Jesus first, even if I'm by myself, I tend to feel sad. But whenever I find comfort in Jesus, I'm no longer sad. Like that sadness goes away. Also, it talks about the power of your tongue. I noticed that like the more I speak negative things upon my life, the more those negative things start to manifest in my mind. And then like things do tend to go bad because I'm allowing certain things to give power over my life when I should be speaking nothing but life into my life if I want my life to prosper. So that's also one of the things that I tested.
But
I
like
also avoided.
good things happen to atheists, and we don't do that.
I'm not denying that at all. But I'm
So
just
why is
giving
it? So why is the difference in your life God? Like if good things, I don't.
because I believe in you guys don't. I'm not saying that
But if the
what you're
good
saying
things,
isn't making sense, but
if
like
we
I'm just
both
giving
get a
you
green
just
light,
asked me to give you an example. That's what I
I
did.
know, and we're just critiquing it. It's just an internal critique. But if we're both late to school
hmm
and we come from different directions and we both get a green light and we get to make it to class on time, how can you attribute yours to God and I'm an atheist?
About me being late to school?
Yeah, it's just an example. So I'm saying like you had that one good thing happen to you and it helped you get to school on time. I had the
Mhm.
same green light and it helped me get to school on time, but I don't believe in God. So for both receiving these good things, how can we be sure that it's God that's doing it? Because I'm receiving the good thing and so are you.
I mean, not everything good is God.
That's actually true. But God is actually some very shitty things too. But do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, what you think? I understand what you're saying, but like, go back to what you were saying. Can you further explain that?
well, I think that God allowing Job's kids to burn up in that fire was kind of
hmm
bad. I think it wasn't great. And it actually was just for entertainment. It wasn't, there was no judgment there.
Whew. That's a hard one right there.
I
I
think
don't have
when
any
Jesus was
kids. I only have nieces and
crucified,
nephews. hmm
all of those people that watched him supposedly be crucified had to go through all this pain when Jesus and God actually knew that he was just going to go to heaven and be back up there anyway, and it was just God. So, but all those people had to suffer and watch that. They had to listen to him cry out to God, even though he is actually God. All those people that drowned when the earth was flooded just because they weren't listening, which nobody listens. We never listened. We didn't listen before, we don't listen now. So like all of that happened for nothing, for entertainment.
Oh, the entertainment word. Okay, so like if like whenever you were a child and your parents would always tell you like don't touch the stove whenever it's on or whenever it's hot,
Christians,
you
can you
you
just
you,
tell
you
me, do
probably
you
didn't
guys
know
send
why.
out this analogy and say we're all going to use this one? Like Christians, we got this
Oh,
every single
that's the
debate.
same one that you hear a lot. I mean, I can use a different
No,
one,
use
but
it. Let's use it. Let's use it. Go ahead.
no.
Finish.
Yeah, like your parents tell you don't touch a hot stove and you don't know why they're telling you don't touch it, and then you
Right.
just end up touching it and you burn yourself.
Mhm.
So there are consequences of things. Like God always gives a warning before like there's a wrath of judgment.
Okay,
God
so when
knew
you get to
why
heaven,
God knew
I
why
want
he
you
sent
to
Jesus.
explain to me what you will tell
hmm
Job's children when they were burned up in that fire, the consequence, the logical justice to being burned in that fire. You tell
So
me
you
like
want
I'm
me to
like I'm
you
Job's
want me to try
children.
and logically explain something spiritual?
As if I was the children that burned in the fire, please.
I I I don't believe I can do that because I wasn't there.
Is there a world, you weren't there, but it's in the book. Is there a world where that would be okay for you?
Say that one more time. I didn't hear that last part.
Is there a world where burning Job's children in a fire
hmm
to determine his loyalty is okay for
hmm
you?
I don't think that that's okay at all.
Okay,
I don't think anybody should have to suffer for something that I did Like
Thank you.
that's just me personally on an
It is,
accountable level.
and that already sets you apart and ahead of God, because there's no connection between Job and burning those children. That is anything to do with justice. It's entertainment.
May I ask how, like, entertainment would be for the joy of individuals, correct?
Yes.
So may I ask, how was that joyful to anybody, including Job
God
himself?
was triple bricked up when he saw that he was. When he saw that
Taylor,
Job
what the
was
hell?
still. I'm sorry.
Yo,
I'm
yo.
sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's have a vote. How many, like, should we block Taylor or what's happening here? What the hell?
Yo,
Triple
Taylor is
bricked
freaked
up.
out, bro.
That's the Trinity for you, okay? All three of them motherfuckers
Taylor,
bricked up. What the
yo,
hell? Triple bricked. Oh my
Not
god.
single, not double, but triple.
Not
bro,
single,
freaked out,
not
bro.
double. Melanie, you
Bro,
right, bro.
triple, shawty.
Triple. What the hell? All three of them
Sorry,
mugs.
I forgot
Okay, go ahead.
you guys were here, by the way. So,
Oh,
but God
so we're
loved
not
it.
here and might as well talk
You-
about being bricked up. Okay, Taylor. Okay. That doesn't make it any better.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Eliza, like, God was super happy that he could show that Job did not waver. He's walking around in that field still.
You can hear me walking?
No, but I mean, a little bit, but
Oh, my fault. That's the win. It's on the kick now.
that's okay. But you know what I mean? Like, he was happy to show that, like, no matter what happened, Job is still down.
I understand what you mean.
But with that,
Mhm.
my goal isn't to get you to not be Christian, although that would make me happy. My goal is to get you to at least logically challenge what you're reading. And if you
I
said,
do.
okay, like, that's
I've been saying
shitty,
that, but I don't think you guys been hearing me.
because you say it and then you put the thing right back in your mouth. Like, you put the bottle right back in your mouth. Like, every time you say it, you put the bottle right back in.
I mean, I've been saying this over and over again. That's why I said I don't want to keep like sounding like a broken record.
Okay.
Whenever I say, I literally I test something to make sure if it's true, and if it's not, then it's not. Like I said before, like my faith is unwavering, but my logic isn't.
One last thing that I will say to you, and then I hope you, like, walk away and, like, think about it, is, like,
Yeah.
did you go to college, or, like,
I'm currently in college right now. I'm gonna
for
graduate
what?
this year.
What's your major?
Business administration, and I concentrate in entrepreneurship, and I minor in finance.
Okay. So, you are a numbers guy. Like, you did say that, but you didn't have the numbers, but I
Yeah.
believe you now. You are a numbers guy, right? So you have, they give you a textbook. Your professor says, I need you to have this Duke Manier textbook, right? And in the textbook, every other page, every 6 pages is a glaring error, right? Something, the math isn't adding up. There's misspellings, there's definitions that are not correct, like all of those things. Would you not stop and go, Professor, like, this is wrong? Like, how are we learning from this book if this is wrong? Or would you just keep using the textbook?
I would absolutely ask those questions.
But for the Bible, you're saying, I'm just going to keep going. I'll just find the one that fits how I feel.
I'm not finding some things to fit how I feel, because there's things in the Bible that don't make me feel good, but you know,
Good.
sometimes the truth hurts.
See, you just did it again. You just said, even though that doesn't make me feel good, the truth hurts. So I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm
I
just gonna
mean,
use this.
like
I'm gonna hope that my
whenever
finals
you,
turn out well, even though 1 + 1 is not 1.
I may not be like making sense to you, but that made sense to me. I'm not sure how to like fully answer your question
It's
to
not
the
even.
way that
I
you'll
don't even want you
understand
to
it, if that
answer
makes
it. I
sense.
just want you to think about it. We just like for people to think.
I got you.
So when I
So pretty much what you're getting at is before just blindly believing something, which I keep telling you I don't,
Uh-huh.
that you'd rather have me just test it out in the reality before
I'd
blindly
rather have
believing
you
it.
read it and go, okay, this doesn't make sense, or this is wrong.
How
And
how can
and
I say it doesn't make sense if I don't test it?
no, but I do want you to test it.
Okay.
You start by reading it and saying, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that Jesus was turning water into wine at a wedding, but he wasn't healing all the people that had the Black Plague. You know, like that doesn't align with what I think is good. So maybe I won't follow this entity because that's not good in my opinion. Or allowing even the Bible says young women, which is code for teenagers, to be
Mm-hmm.
married and raped and paid for. And you would go, crap, I don't think that that's good. So
I don't either.
maybe I won't follow a God that says that that's good. That's it. That's the challenge. That's testing. That is challenging it by saying, can I be a good person without needing somebody to tell me to be a good person?
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here. Will you stay in the comments?
You said what? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, stay in the comments. But thank you
I
for coming
appreciate
up.
y'all topping it
Follow
up with me
board. Did you
for real.
follow board?
You said that I follow board. I
Uh-huh.
got you. Yeah, I did.
Okay. That's okay. Board is great though. And we have a Discord where we just kind of like talk about things that come up, things that we think about. We challenge each other's ideas. Like it's helped me to become a better person, like challenging my ideas. So if you want, screenshot that QR code and we'll see you in the Discord. But also stay in the comments.
I got you.
Okay, thank you. All right. 88 Entertainment. You've been up here so long.
Taylor's getting promoted. All you other mods need to stop slacking.
And listen, today, not only was I the only employee at work, but I only made one mistake when I kicked off what's her name.
Yeah, first of all, how dare you? That's true. That was a grave offense. So, all right, you're demoted again. Hate to see it. You got promoted and demoted all within 30 seconds.
Same time, prior to my day off.
It is what it is.
88 Entertainment Studios. It's your turn.
Okay, how are you?
Huh? Hello?
I said, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So, what question do you
Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Do you think you sound 24? You sound
Yeah.
you sound very mature.
Yeah, I'm mature.
Okay.
He been smoking, that's why.
No, I don't smoke. I don't drink.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
What kind of Christian are you?
What do you mean? What kind of a Christian?
Like some people are like Baptist, some people are like Ethiopian Christians, some people are Protestants, Catholic. There's one that begins with an E. Like strict, I don't know. What kind are you?
Yeah. The point when I say I'm Christian, it's not about a religion. It's about me following Christ. So I am not specifying to say I'm Catholic or from Ethiopia or Anglican. No, I'm just a Christian because I follow Christ.
Okay. So why is Christianity so confusing?
What's confusing, my friend? Tell me what's confusing to you.
The fact that God is super specific about some things and not super specific about other things. the fact that God says he's good, but he also condones slavery, the fact that God says, oh, you raped a girl? Well, just pay for her. The fact that God says that wearing mixed fabrics is bad, but is silent on several other things. Any of those.
Okay. So I just want to say before anything, God created a perfect world for him, and he created everything perfect for him, and with only one law, that he wasn't supposed to
Everything
eat
is
it from the tree of
perfect?
knowledge. Hmm?
Name 3 perfect things.
When God created man, the man was in the Garden of Eden. Everything was perfect there.
What was perfect about it?
Everything. They were just living. You can read Genesis. You can see that there was no sin. There was nothing. There was no problem.
Was it perfect when the serpent was walking around and talking shit about God?
No, the serpent, yes, it was perfect, because you need to understand that if you read around in Ezekiel, it tells us that the devil was cast down on earth, right? And God had to recreate everything, right? Because the first world was created and the devil was the supervisor of it. But then God had to recreate everything, and the devil was there when God was creating when there was God recreating everything. So he was there. It was perfect, and he was there, but the devil just went around because he was cast down on earth, right? But
So
and God, when he created man, he just gave him a rule: do not
when,
eat from the tree of knowledge.
when was the first imperfection created?
It was an imperfection. The first imperfection came when men sinned. When they disobeyed God, everything went south for them.
Mm-hmm.
And for truth, even
So
in Romans, it says,
if Eden was, and this is so far away from the topic, but if Eden was perfect, then how could they sin in Eden if Eden was perfect?
right, Eden was perfect, but they were given free will by God to choose what they want.
But you can't
Right?
say that something is perfect, but it can be harmed by a free decision. Perfection means
No,
that.
they did not. They did not harm. They did not harm Eden. They harmed themselves.
So they didn't harm Eden?
Yes, that's why you see they were cast out of Eden, because they
So
themselves are the
Eden is
ones that
still
were.
around? Is Eden still
Hmm?
around? Is Eden still around?
According to the Bible, Eden is still around, because God
Where?
tells
Where is
us.
it? Where is Eden?
I don't know.
I want to go. Where's Eden?
We don't know where Eden is. You can hear the Bible said it is guarded by the cherubims, so we do not know where it is. Those are secrets of God. Those are the secrets of God. We don't know where it is, because God specifically said men have sinned, and he cannot stay in what? In Eden. So he was cast out.
But
And
being
that's
cast
where
out doesn't mean being cast out means you can't go back in. But that doesn't mean that Eden was gone.
Yes, I didn't say it was gone. I said it's there, but
So
we
where
don't
is
know
it?
the location.
So there Eden is
God,
hiding?
God doesn't want us to know the location of Eden,
Why?
because he doesn't want us to go in Eden, because we have sinned.
What does that have to do with anything? When Adam and Eve walked out of Eden, they could still see it.
No, that it was never said like that.
What did they say?
It was never said they could still see it. They were just, the Bible just says they were cast out of Eden. We don't know how they were cast out,
So then how can you say that God doesn't want you to see it? Did God tell you that?
because there's a specific that it is guarded by a cherubim in the Bible.
It was what by a cherub?
It is guarded by a cherubim that
Guarding. You're saying
was
guarding?
around. Yes.
So what is it? So why does it being guarded mean that you can't see it?
Those are divinity things that I cannot tell you, because there are certain things that God does not want us to know, right? Then there are things that God allows us to know. even if you go to like I was seeing most of your questions asking about God's authority. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? Regardless, that man sinned and God showed mercy because according to the law, when you sin, you must die. And God showed mercy. Casting you out of the Eden was actually mercy because it gave you time for redemption to come. But regardless of that, in Job, you can specifically see God answering Job about his questions. God telling him, I don't have to answer to you. Whatever I do it as I please. So God is all powerful. So it's not up to us to say, God, you should do this and this. This is the way to say to prove that you are good to us. No, right? It's not like that. It's God is true.
So you understand God's thinking, right?
Yes.
Okay, and God sees everything, right?
Yes.
So tell me how God feels or what God's thinking when he watches kids get raped. What's he thinking?
Right. To my understanding is this. When something evil happens here on earth, God is just, and you need to understand that God does not bend everything for one person, right? You need to know that
So
God.
wait, you're not answering my question. So I've let you. Hold on.
I'm going to answer your question.
Hold on. I've let you go uninterrupted like 6 times now. So we have to like make it more concise for the audience, right? Double Donkey has a very hard time tracking sometimes. So listen, I want to know what God is thinking when he's watching children get raped. So you say God is thinking and then you tell me. So what's God thinking?
Whatever evil is happening on earth, whether it's about whether anything evil, God is not happy with evil that is happening on earth.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat it? Like, can you repeat that?
Okay, whatever bad thing that's happening on earth, be might it grape, you say, be might it injustice, whatever it is, God is not happy about it.
But he doesn't do anything about it.
No, he does.
What does he do about it?
Okay, if you see God, to show God's justice, he specifically tells us when he was giving his 10 commandments that he gives his justice in a different way than we think God does.
So the child still has to go through it. Even though,
Yes.
so listen. God could watch the child start to be raped and stop it right then. But you think it's better that God waits until later.
No, what I'm saying is, you see, that's why I went back to you to the point where it all started. You see, because of sin, we continue to live in a terrible world, and more bad things will continue to fall on us because we did not listen to God, right? So when we cry about rape, when we cry about injustice, it's all because we did not listen to God at the first time. So now everything that is happening, it's not because of God wants you to.
But that's not my question. That's not my question. I'm asking you why God waits until later when he could protect the child right now.
That's God's will. That's basically what I'm telling you right now.
So
That's
God's will is for children to get raped.
No. It's
Well,
God's
his will
to
is
do
not to
what he
stop
wants.
children from getting raped. So his will has to be to allow children to get raped.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
No. Answer my question. So you have two options. Either God's will is for children to get raped, or God's will is to stop children from getting raped. Which one does he do?
I cannot answer for God.
No, you don't have to answer for God because you have eyeballs. So which thing does God do? Does God allow children to be raped, or does he stop children from being raped?
Like I have said again, you see,
So you don't know if God stops children from being raped? You just
No,
said
you
that.
need to allow me.
Sure, I'm sorry.
Okay, I need to ask you something. Maybe this
No,
will
because
answer.
I want you to answer my question. You want to ask me something
Yeah,
which is going to pivot away, but I want you to directly answer what I'm talking about.
this is why I'm saying what you are trying to do is trying to put me in God's shoes. I cannot give judgment on
But
beside
I'm not
on.
asking you to give judgment. I'm asking
Yeah,
you to
you have
tell me because
specifically given me you have specifically given me two options right now. You said
yes, because a second ago you said that you know God's mind. I asked you that specifically.
I never said I know God's mind.
So then what did you ask? What did you say? You know God's what? Because you just told me why God does things. And I said, you know why God does things? And you said yes.
Yes, I specifically said in Job, he answered Job that he does things. You can read Job 38. He was specifically answering Job, right? Honestly, okay, let me a little bit answer your question maybe in biblical ways, right? When Jesus was here on earth, he specifically gave 2 laws. You know those laws?
When Jesus what? Just say it
When
because
Jesus
I had a hard time hearing.
when Jesus was here on earth, he specifically gave us 2 laws.
What are they?
The first law was love your God with all your heart, and the second commandment was love your neighbor.
Well, he said a lot more than that.
Now if you tell me that if you have love, what sin do you do? What bad thing will
That's
you
what I
do to one
mean.
another?
This is non-responsive. That's why I said when you do that, it's not responsive to what I'm saying. So I'm specifically talking about double donkey. I'm specifically talking about child grape. So there are 2 options. God can either watch it or he can interfere. He can watch it and do nothing, or he can interfere. Is there another option that I'm not thinking of?
Yes.
What?
You see, that's why I keep on telling you, you are being in God's shoes.
But what is another option that I'm not thinking of?
It's seeing the bigger picture.
What? I'm sorry. What is another option that I'm not thinking of?
You are not seeing the bigger picture. You are specifically seeing for that person.
Okay, so what? So he could watch it and do nothing. He could stop it. What's another thing that he could do?
Basically, those are the main 2 things that he can do. He said that he can
So then
stop
why
you,
are you
or he can
arguing with me
punish,
about that?
or he can punish.
He can punish in both instances. Punishment can come after both things. So that is not preventing either of those things from happening. So that's not another option. That's another step. So you go back to the 2 options. God could watch it and do nothing, or stop it. Which one does he do?
Okay, Tyler, can you change? All right, I want to answer your question, but I just need you to answer this question first.
No, because I typically have.
Okay. It won't be a question. Now I'm going to. It won't be a question. I'm just going to explain it. Okay. We have free will. God gave us free will. Right?
I'm not asking about free will because that's for the adult.
Yes,
right?
This is why I want to answer. This is how I want to answer your question.
Okay.
I want to explain it. God gave us free will, and because of free will, you need to understand that our actions have consequences. So if God interferes when something bad is about to happen, it means there's no more free will, right?
That's not
so
true.
If there is,
but let's
there
say.
won't be free will.
But let's stop.
There
Let's
won't be
stop
free
before
will.
that. Let's stop before that. Right. This child is going to be raped. Is that bad?
What I say? What did you say?
The child is about to be raped by an adult.
Yes.
Is that bad?
Yes.
Is that
Yes, it's bad.
harmful? Is it harmful?
Yes. Yes.
Is it sometimes irreversibly harmful, meaning that it cannot ever be healed?
Yes.
So, does God care about that, or does he care about free will? Is free will more important?
Yes.
Damn. Free will is more important than child rape?
Yes.
Is it that way for you?
It's basically everything. Free will is everything.
I'm asking you, is for you. I really want to
Yes.
know. Is free
Yes.
will is more important than child grape for you?
It's more. It's the greatest gift you can ever get. It's freedom.
I just feel like, and I know that this is me being naive, but I just want you to say it. Like, just because I don't know if you I want you to say, if you believe it, I want you to say free will is more important than child grape.
Yes, free
Then
will
say
is
it.
more important than child grape.
Is free will more important than protecting children?
Yes, free will is more important than protecting children.
From P3DOs, like free will is more important. Do you realize that you're saying that? Do you realize
Okay.
what?
Let me ask you now. I have answered your question. Let me ask you. You are saying you do not understand the depth of free will. This is the problem. You are not understanding the depth of free will. You are when you are a citizen, you are asking for your freedom, right? In your country, most of the time you're saying free. I need this. I need this. I need to express myself. I need to be able to express myself, right? But the problem is you want only to express yourself, but you do not want to carry the burden of expressing yourself. So God gave you free will with both the burden and the free will. So whenever you take action, you need to understand that there are consequences around that action you took. So that's free will. So if I choose to rape a girl or to take to kill or to do anything bad, it's my will. I do what I want with that will. Both
Well, what
God gave me
about
that will.
her will? What about the child's will?
She has a will. If she cannot protect,
But the adult's free will is beating the child's free will.
yes, that's it. Because
So then
she's
God
still a
should
child.
step in. If the adult's
No,
free will is beating the child's free will, the child
that won't
cannot.
be free will.
So can I ask you a question? Can you fly?
No,
You don't have the freedom to fly.
that's beyond my capabilities.
Okay, so you don't have the freedom to fly, but you still have free will, right?
Yes. Do you understand free will?
Yes or no?
Yes, I do. Yes.
If
Okay.
God
Okay.
if
Before
God stopped you from being able to grape, he cut off your tiny little penis and he threw it in the garbage. And not a big garbage bag either, just a little Ziploc bag. He cut off your tiny little penis and put it in a Ziploc bag, and he stopped you from being able to grape. Do you still have free will?
if God does that to me,
You don't have free will. Or
that's
do you
not
have
free
free
will. If God,
So
that won't be free will.
so free will to you is the ability to use your tiny little penis and grape people.
No. You
You
are
just
not.
said
That's what I
that.
said. This is why I said you are not seeing the
So,
bigger
but
picture.
you
You see,
but
you are
you
just
want
using
you're
free will for
fighting
one
for the
element.
ability to grape. You're fighting for the ability to grape. That's
No,
what
I'm
you
not
want.
fighting. No, I'm not fighting. You see, this is the problem you are having right now. I'm not fighting for the ability to grape. I'm not fighting for anything bad to happen. But what I'm trying to show you is why bad things are happening and God is not interfering
I don't
sometimes.
need to know why bad things are happening. I want to know why it is so important for God to let you grape people.
Yes, but this is why I'm saying. This is why I started. Okay, can I explain? Can I explain everything and you won't
You want to
interfere when I'm
explain to me?
explaining?
I'm going to interfere. I'm not God. I'm going to interfere with the ability to grape. I'm not God. I actually care about
Okay.
this. So you
Okay.
repeating why men can grape is not okay for me.
Okay, can I explain everything so that I will make it very clear to you?
There's actually nothing else for you to say. If you believe that
I really need to explain, but you are not giving me the floor.
you've already told the entire internet that you think graping children is more important, or free will is more important than graping children, the internet knows how you feel.
Yes, you are not understanding the concept of free will. This shows me
I
that
understand free will, and I
you are
understand
taking free will into just one element. You see,
this
free will
is the only element that I care about. This is the element that I care
No, you
about.
see, the ability for you to be able to speak your mind is free will.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
ability
So
for you
you
to
so
choose
you would
is free. You
still you would actually
listen.
still you would still have the ability to speak your mind if God chopped off your tiny little penis. I told you that. So you would
No,
not
no.
you would
But you
still
see,
have
God
free
will give
will. You would still
interference.
have free will to
God is
choose
a just
between
God,
chocolate
and
and
whatever He
vanilla.
says,
You just
look,
wouldn't have the ability to grape, but for some reason you
look.
really want the ability to grape.
God gave you a choice, and He said, you choose between whatever you want to do. And God gave you only good things that He saw. You knew that if you knew only good things, you would be able to do good only. But then men sinned, and then you went your own way, and then you knew bad things also. So now you have two choices, good or bad. So now God did not
So
take
say
away that
this.
free will
So
from you,
so say
but more
this.
options were made open to you. You now have more options. You can do good or you can do bad. So
So
you choose. If you want to do bad, you do bad. If you
that
want to do good, you do good.
want to still you may not want to grape yourself, but you still want to have the ability to do that. You want the
No, what
ability.
I'm saying is
Do you
God
do
gave
you
us a
want to
free will
take
to
do
be
you
able
want
to
to
choose
get rid
good
of
or bad.
would you like to ask God to get rid of your ability to grape?
Yes.
So then do it.
I,
So then
I, I can't
why would
have
God do it?
I can't have them because He will be going against His word when He gave you free will.
So you just want the ability to grape. You want to make sure that you guys all have the ability to grape. And I hear you. I hear you.
No, you see, the problem is you are putting free will in the.
John Luke, how old are you?
I'm 31.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I'm Christian.
What kind of Christian are you?
Actually, I'm an Adventist.
Adventist? Okay, so
Yes.
can you tell me a couple of things about being an Adventist Christian?
So I'm not long. So I'm like an Adventist for maybe 1 year. No, not even 1 year. So I'll go to the church for 1 year, but I would say I'm an Adventist for maybe a half year. But what the most important part is that we go um, to church at Saturday, not at Sunday,
Hmm.
and that we, yes, the most, I would say that's the most important part. We believe that in the Ten Commandments, God gave the Sabbath, and we follow this Sabbath as the day of rest.
So what kind
worship Him.
of what does it mean to follow the Sabbath? Like what kinds of things can you not do or do?
So, according to the Torah, there are many things you cannot do. Not very heavy load, don't cook. So don't use fire at the day. You should rest. You should give it to the Lord, and I would say, especially, be joyful. Be yes, just don't be yes. I would say this is the most important part.
So it says like there's something about sunset, right? Like rules about like sunset to sunrise to sunset or something.
Yes. So according to the normal for the Jewish tradition, also days are counted. Sunrise is day at the beginning of the day, and the setting of the sun is the end of the day. So usually in Jewish tradition, it is that you before the Sabbath starts, you have like a Vesper, or it's called the candlelight lightning of before you go into the Sabbath. So it represents that. So it's usually, but this is how we count the days in the Bible.
Okay, so there's restrictions on when you can work or do business, right?
Oh yes, also yes as well.
You have to like limit your phone activities, right?
Yes, technically
You
yes.
limit your use of fire and all those things. Would you agree that there are different versions of Christianity that are not that restrictive, like that don't have the same rules?
Yes, of course, I agree. Yes.
So then my ultimate question for you in the prompt is, why is Christianity so confusing?
So the thing is, And the confusing part is we have to look at that. I'm an Adventist, but
Hmm.
I would say it's really interesting. Also, we talked one time
You and
already.
me?
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about the passage in Matthew about where the woman was called a dog. But
I remember you.
so the thing is, one important part is, for example, I live in Germany and
Hmm.
I live at close to one of the most historic um, cities that have to do with the great with the Great Schism. So the point of
Wait, hold
it,
on, John Luke. Did you follow board?
yeah, I do. I actually
Okay,
follow
good.
it.
Okay, I want to make
So
sure.
that's why I got the notification. But I just follow just because I know
Taylor
when
trying
your
to get
guys
back in
are.
my good graces right now. Mhm.
So I just follow because so I know where you when you are up, so I can also listen to the debates and also debate. So
Okay, finish. I'm so sorry about that.
so don't worry. So exactly. So the point of that, we have a lot of denominations. People have different views about the scripture, different interpretation, different exegesis, and I think when it comes to that, it can be confusing. But it's interesting that at least, and this is where I draw a beautiful thing out of that, that most of the churches, there are just a few, at least agree on some principles. For example, the Trinity, that Jesus died for our sins, he
Not
rose up.
true. They don't. Not every
I
Christian
didn't say
believes.
every, so
But
you didn't listen. I didn't
I
ever.
listened,
I said most. I
but
literally.
I don't even think it's most. Like
It is.
there's.
It is. It is most. We can look that up. Most Christian denominations. There are just few. Jehovah Witnesses have different opinion about that. Maybe I don't think. Even Pentecostal. So I think it's not. We can
But
look that up.
I think what you're doing is using the giant umbrellas, the most popular, so Baptist and stuff like Pentecostal and stuff like that. But
Methodist.
you're forgetting that some people don't even fit under those umbrellas. So saying most people believe in the Trinity would be a stretch.
No, you didn't listen again. I said most denominations. I didn't say people. If I said people, your assumption would be correct, what you said completely, but I said most denominations. So when I talk about
Is that yogurt?
denominations,
It's ice cream? It better be vanilla.
so
Better be
I
vanilla.
said most denominations. So
Ew, it has stuff in it. Put it
usually
down. Put
the
it down.
denomination at least has a theology that they follow.
Ew, it has stuff in
So
it.
we kind of
Come on now. Never mind. You're back in my shit list. It's chocolate chip, okay? Chocolate chip.
Yeah.
so
Vanilla
most
ice cream lover.
denominations at least have a theology, and in their theology they follow certain principles, and most at least have common sense on at least like the most specific parts, but I'm not saying that all do.
But there's enough differences beyond denominations. There's enough differences in understandings that the entire religion is confused and not agreeing. Would you agree?
Can you repeat the question just so that I
So
understand what?
so there's what, 50 versions of the Bible, and there are 45,000, 50,000 versions of Christianity. So everybody has this different understanding of what Christianity, God, the Bible, Jesus, they have a different understanding of what those concepts are. We don't all have the same understanding. So wouldn't it be a little bit confusing for you if you were me?
Oh, okay. If I from an outside perspective, that's why I said already. That's why I'm like stating the things that I said. If we look at all the denominations, it can be confusing. Even the question what denomination should I follow.
Hmm.
So it's a big thing about that, and that's why I came back to one of the thing is, so also there's differences in tradition as well. For example, we have Catholics that have their own traditions, and most how you say it, not Lutheran, but um, uh, I don't know the word not right now. Most of the what do we have
It's okay.
Lutherans.
I know like you're better in German, but and I get what you're saying. But how is it that you believe that your version of Christianity is the right one? Because what did you have before? You've been a Seventh-day Adventist for a year, but what were you before?
So before that, I used to believe on my own, or I would say I had a lot of different. I would say I had a lot of different opinions about the Bible, and I would say right now this is the way that I follow because it makes the most sense to me. And yes, I'm also African, so we come from Togo, and for example, I grew up Catholic. Then I even went
Wait, how
for a
old are you?
long. I'm 32.
I have a f- I'm not expecting you to know my friend from Togo, right? But Togo is really small, right?
Yeah, it's Reese, but we don't know each other.
I
I
know,
don't know
I know
every
you
Oh,
don't,
now
but
Togolese.
all
you
of a
could.
sudden. Mhm.
We don't know every Tog. I don't know every
What if you do?
Togolese.
That would be cool.
I
That
know.
would be funny though.
My
But if
friend
he lived,
Comlin is from Togo. He's a nurse here
okay,
now.
Komlan is a really common name, but
Dead.
I know I don't know Komlan directly, but I know my cousin knows a Komlan. But that would be interesting. But yes, well, where I. So the thing
Well,
is,
so I want to know, like, before you were doing your own thing, and now you've decided that being a Seventh-day Adventist is true. So how did you come to that realization? Like, why do you think being a Seventh-day Adventist is more true than being a Mormon, or more true than being like a Baptist or something?
so the thing is, for me, it's not generally. I think yeah, more true in that sense. It has also to do with what I witnessed. So I believe the way I got into the church is through God. It's not by my own thought. It happened through prayer, for example. And I asked a lot of questions. I was in that church. I even looked into other churches, and the questions that I got answered by God and by people around me. And yes.
So this is where we came to an impasse last time, because when you prayed about this, did God tell you himself with his own voice?
No, it was not the voice that no voice told me at this time. It was I just received
So
the
you told
next day,
yourself.
no, I prayed, and the next day I got an not the direct invitation, but
Bye,
I
Hannah. Thank you so much for hanging
I
out. Appreciate
Bye,
you, friend.
Hannah.
Okay, go ahead.
so I can't tell about my testimony. It's not that deep. So the thing is, I prayed because I wanted to find a partner. So I prayed to God. I told him, okay. So I was single for 12 years, and
Dang.
told that I think it's good for me to find a partner. And I remembered I used to be on dating apps just to find somebody, and I prayed, and the next day, funny enough, I got a match with a woman who's from Togo and who told me she was going to church. And I said, okay, let's meet at church. I met her in church, etc., etc. And then the church was similar to the way that I lived before. I used to live in a more Jewish way. I wanted to become a rabbi, so I used to go to synagogue, and I saw that the Adventist church had a lot of commonality with the Orthodox Jewish tradition, and for me it was okay. I want to know them more and discuss, and I had a lot of
So just
questions. I
because
discussed.
God helped you find a girlfriend, you think that that means that he said the Seventh Day Adventist church is the right one?
No, I think he brought me in because of that. She's not my girlfriend.
He
It ended.
used
She's not my back book. I believe that.
aren't you married though? I thought you said you had a wife.
No, I'm not married. I have a girlfriend, but she's not. This is not my girlfriend.
Oh, she's not even your
It,
girlfriend anymore? God made a mistake. He gave you a rando and
no. I think that's what I said. I believe he dropped me in because I knew I would have went there, but it just didn't. It's part of life. Sometimes you know somebody, and then you find out that person is not the right person for you.
But why
It
did God need to
leads.
do all of that to tell you that being a Seventh Day Adventist was the right one? Why couldn't he just tell you? Like, why did he make you go through like getting broken up with by that girl?
I think exactly, and that's the point. I believe
She
sometimes
actually
you
broke
have
up
to
with you.
sometimes you have to experience certain things to understand
No, but
another
that's
person.
is that the only way that God can communicate is through Tinder? Is that the only way God could
It's
tell
not
you
the
that?
only way, but it's
Then why didn't he communicate
it's one
with
of
you
the
right
most
now
effective way. Even when we talk,
in
for
real time?
example, so it's one of the most effective way. Even when we talk, for example, we can talk about how to love somebody, right? So, or even pain. There's certain things that you went through your life I cannot even, or even racism. For example, I, as a black guy who lives in Germany, I experienced a lot of racism, right?
Mhm.
And when I talk to white people and tell them this, they do not immediately understand it. They
Mhm.
can feel empathy, but empathy is also something that either you have it or you even learn. I think you can learn even empathy, but
Mhm.
you cannot understand that. It's the same way when I talk to a woman, there's certain experience that this woman or women in general went through that I have to really think about, and I never experienced that. So for example, and that's why I
No, I
believe.
understand, but here and it's getting a little tangential, so I have to like cut in a little bit. I understand, right? Because I find myself in spaces that are like black spaces. And so I understand that there's a difference and there's like a level of understanding that should come, right? Except the difference is that God could just give us the information, give us the understanding, right? He could just give it to us. It doesn't require everything that happened with you and that girl. It does not require the people that are discriminatory and racist toward you to have to go through this whole like therapy session and everything, because he could just give them the information, because that would lead to his goal, right? His goal is what?
Okay, so the point that you made was that God gave us the information. So information is what at this point?
No,
So
his
either you.
goal. What is his
No,
goal?
no, I want to, before that, we have
Oh,
to
okay,
talk
go
about
ahead. I'm sorry.
information. It's important because we cannot just, what is information? What do you see as information? How do you want God to give us this information? Is it by I lay down and, for example, I get the experience and understand, okay, whoa, this happens, or what is information for you?
So if I'm one of the people that has, and this would never happen, but if I'm one of the people that's discriminating against you in Germany, and then
Mhm.
God could immediately go into their brains and say, that's wrong, this is racist, that's not okay, immediately. And they don't just need empathy. He could change that, he could soften their hearts immediately.
So if he could, yes, he could do that. But the point of that is their hearts get softened, I believe, by God, but it's in unison with experience. For example, if I have a friend of mine who used to be a Nazi.
But why
So,
is experience, be careful with that word, why is
oh,
experience
sorry,
required? I get what
because,
you're talking, just say schnazi.
okay, so the point is because this is how we as human operate. Experience is one of the biggest key of understanding. That's why the parables are always about experience and suffering.
But
For
that's
example,
not
and
how
also
God
joy.
operates. God doesn't need experience. So why can't he just give people the knowledge to make sure that he's protecting other people?
Because those experience will form you. You have to so then there's a parable of this pottery, right, where God is this potter who forms us. So everybody, for example, sometimes even when we don't believe in God, we can see, okay, this experience has formed us. There's decisions that you don't do anymore because you knew it was bad, and if you continue
But
doing
there
it,
are some
it
people who just got their hearts hardened or softened. They did not need experience based on God's actions. He just hardened or softened people's hearts.
Okay, can you give me an example of a softened heart where it's just literally there without experience he
Well,
understood?
the fact that he can harden people's hearts immediately means that he can soften them, right?
So the thing is that's why I
Yes or
asked.
no, and then explain.
Wait, no, the point of my question was specific. Why
But yes
I
or
asked
no, and
about
then
the
explain.
softened, the softened part.
Yes or
Point
no,
is,
and then double.
no, I don't.
Yes,
He has the ability, yes, but the heart we have to also
but
talk about
why
what
can he
harden means.
harden someone's
Oh, wait,
heart,
wait a
but he
second.
can't
My
soften
phone.
it?
1 second. My phone is dying. I have to react real fast here.
Just pray. God will give you more.
But the thing is also there's a difference. We also know what we should pray on. Even God says,
You're not
pray.
responding to what I'm saying though, in an
Yes.
unfair way.
No, I'm not, because you're making jokes that are unnecessary. We have a good discussion. But yes, where are we? Back to the.
So I'm
the
asking
question.
you, why is it that God will harden someone's heart, but he will not soften it, according to you?
So before answering the question, we have to ask ourselves, what does God mean with harden the hearts?
No, I don't even, I want
Because
to
this is
go, I want
specific.
to,
This is a specific situation. So if we can just say, okay, we put ourselves above understanding and also above explanation or even words, and say, okay, it's like that because I know it's like that, and say, okay, it's that way, or we just say, okay, we know why it was in that instant that way, and then we understand, okay, how, and then I can answer that question because there
so
for every
I do enjoy talking to you, but that was nonsense. That's non-responsive to what
explain
I'm
why
saying.
does it not was nonsense.
Because my question was far simpler. Why is it that you're saying God can harden hearts, but he cannot soften hearts?
Oh, I never said he cannot.
Then why doesn't he?
Just like, I would say, I believe he does by
So then
different,
why
and I
does he
already
not
said,
why does he not soften hearts in the situations that we were talking about? Why does he not provide knowledge?
I believe that there are people who actually get their heart softened and they understand it quickly or even immediately, but some need to have experience and time to do so. So the
No,
thing
it
is,
just
the
it
heart,
could just be immediate. You are limiting God to needing to talk to people through
I never,
experience. When
I never said that.
but I'm telling you that God is far more powerful than that. God can do it immediately. We don't
I
need
also,
experience. God
yes,
can, the same experience that you're saying that we need, he could give you that experience in your brain. He could give you every feeling that you would get from experience immediately in your brain.
so, but that, when we say, okay, immediate intervention, can we say that is that immediate intervention?
To describe what we were talking about?
Yes, also
Yes, we can
if
call
we
it
would
that.
say, if we would say immediate intervention, right? So that means free will is not even important. So
That's, I'm
we
sorry. You're right.
we would be actually all of that. Even this talking right now is not important. We
So
shouldn't. Why we
let's talk
discuss even?
about free
We
will.
shouldn't discuss if we want that to be, because
our
Let's talk.
experience
Let's
right now.
talk about free will, though. You're getting a little bit tangential, and you have to like bring it in, like because people have to pay attention, right? But let's talk about free will. Like I just asked the last guest, do you have the ability to fly?
I do not. The question is on ability. No, I do not.
You don't have the ability to fly?
So physically, I do not have the
Okay,
ability to
so
fly.
that means that's one ability that you do not have the freedom to perform. And you still have the freedom to choose between chocolate and vanilla, blue pants or gray. Like you still have those choices. So you still have free will without the ability to fly.
But
So God giving
okay,
you
I see it.
immediate
Okay.
God giving you immediate
Yeah, okay.
information would not
Yeah.
do anything to your free will.
Okay. No. I will agree on that point. You said that right. Immediate information would not destroy free will. I agree with you, because we have also an instance in the Bible where God is talking to the story of Abraham, and where his wife got took, and God told the king to not continue with his act. And at that moment, he could have chosen, but it would have been a the problem with that is, even if we have that knowledge, we know the outcome is much clearer. For example, and this is the point, even when we discuss, so even when we have information, there are people who know that racism is bad, but they would still choose racism. This is the bad
But
point.
it would make all people feel better if the Bible explicitly said racism is bad, slavery is bad, grape is bad. It would make everybody feel better about that, because this all-knowing God who knew that these things were going to happen would have told us that. And he could have given everybody this information.
So, first of all, he said, so we have not, the way racism is also a modern term. And but I would
What?
say
That's not true. That's not true. That's
racism,
not true.
the word
Racism isn't
racism is a
modern.
French word. I speak also French, so the history of the word racism, like how we use it, is actually from French. It's come from racisme, le racisme, and from that it derives. But we can also look that up. So the term racism itself is a much more modern term.
So tell me this, when and we're going back to our last conversation, when Jesus called that lady a dog
Yes.
and said that he had planned to help the Israelites or whomever before he helped everybody else, was that not racism? Like, was that not a form of racism or a similar word?
No, I don't believe that is a form of racism.
Oh, okay.
No,
What was it?
not racism. It was, how I understand it. It was a parable about the differences between the Israelite as God chosen people and the Gentiles. But the Gentiles and the God chosen people are actually, how you say it, they're on the same level. The only differences is about revelation, and also who God chose to be a light to the world.
But that's not true. If
What is not
God,
true?
if they were on
Okay,
the
let
same
me speak.
level, then God would not have differentiated between them based on her being Canaanite and based on them being Israeli.
So, okay, I would say Israelite because Israeli is much more a state, but I would say Israelite here
Okay, Israelite.
because Israel is a state, and this was more the I would say ethnic description. So the Israelites, for example, they are not better than other people. The only difference is that they are close to what God tells them.
He
For
thought
example,
that they were better because Jesus, this all-loving person that you guys were like to claim was walking around and touching people and healing them, he would not have even mentioned that if he thought that they were equal. He would not have even mentioned it. There was no reason for it.
okay, so the point also of that story, which is really important, And I think what's really important is also to show it's also a go against the Israelite as well, because the Israelite had got a lot of things from God, but yet they are not zufrieden is zufrieden. They are not, how you say that word, zufrieden is they are not happy with everything they get, but they are not happy. They have to follow, but they go
But that
against
this
even.
is another
Wait,
tangent.
let
You
me
were
finish.
no,
Can
no, because you're not addressing what I'm saying. What I'm
exactly. I was
saying,
addressing. Please, because
no,
if
because
you
you're going into the deep semantics of it, and it doesn't matter. If I have a
why
person,
does it matter?
I'm going to tell you. If I have a person in front of me who is from Spain, and I have another
Yes.
person in front of me that is from Australia, and I say that I am put here to help the Spanish people, that means I'm making a difference. I'm seeing a difference based on where they're from.
Okay. So okay, there is a difference
But
in
you told me God
in
sees
cat.
them the same,
No,
or
no, no, no,
Jesus
no,
sees
no,
them
no,
the
no, no, no,
same.
no, no, no.
You said
Wait,
that they
you have
were
to
on
let
the
me
same
finish. You have to
level.
let me finish before you intervene and try to put it onto as a point for you, please, because
Okay.
this is unfair. So the point is there is a difference in because we have to look not just at the semantics but also into the theology of Christ. Christ came to do an action first for that because it's a prophesied action, but he is for every people. And I don't know if you remember my
I do, which is how I know that this is going somewhere else, because your point was that he had a plan, which was to help them first and then to help everybody else. But what I'm saying to you
no,
is that
my point was different. I told you that I'm a social worker, and I told my
yes,
viewpoint was
and we had this same discussion with Nika when she asked you. Actually, Nika, take it.
Yeah, it was me.
hello Nika, hi.
How are you? I see
I'm
you.
doing good. I'm fine. How are you?
All right.
Okay, nice.
So you obviously like haven't learned. Have we have we been introspective and then come back to the panel, or are we just tormenting Taylor now?
Wait, what?
Like
I couldn't understand you.
I'm saying, like, have we been introspective at all since the last time we spoke, or are you just up here tormenting Taylor?
I just after introspective, I couldn't understand what you said. Sorry, it's not. I just couldn't understand what you said.
Is it me, or am I cutting out, or is it him?
No, it's not that you're cutting out. I think you're just a little bit how you say it. The words is I don't. It's hard for me
Yeah.
sometimes with
Yeah,
English and everything.
so I'm a little like lost on where the conversation is going, because I think you're kind of doing something similar to what you did when we had a conversation, which is that you're kind of taking it all around instead of like having kind of like a linear discussion.
No, so I'm
Are you
debating the topic. So we started with something different, and then we came back to that topic, and I'm talking about the topic, and it's pretty much the topic itself.
is the topic the prompt, or because Taylor's like it just seems like the point right in this second is like you're denying that God makes any distinction between the Israelites and any other people. That's obviously not true. He does do that, right?
No, I didn't say the distinguish. As I said that they're on the same, that they're equal. But the point was that why
That's
we
not true
came
though.
into that was because of why is Christianity confusing? We started with the denominations, then we went to another topic, and somehow we landed here.
Yeah,
And
but
I
that's not
think
true. God
if
does draw a distinction between the Israelites and every other type of person, right? He does that a
he
number of
draws a
times.
distinguish, yeah, I agree with that. He did
Sure.
draw a distinction. Yes.
So how wouldn't that be discriminatory? How wouldn't that be like close to racism?
So I want to ask you a question. Are you white?
Why would that matter?
So So, for example, if I say, if I say, for
I'm an
example,
indigenous
a
queen.
black
I'm an
person and a
indigenous
white
queen,
person.
Jean-Luc. Don't stop. You're testing me, bro. I'm an
No,
indigenous queen.
are you an indigenous queen? Okay, cool. So the thing is, even though, okay, between black and an indigenous person, for example,
Okay.
I can say we are equal, but we are still there's differences in culture,
Oh,
understanding,
wait.
and
Wait, hold
ways.
on.
But
I agree. But wait, what if we had a party and I was like, fuck, how am I gonna do this? If I was like, all the black people can have cupcakes, but all the white people get fucked. Do you think that would be discriminatory in any way?
wait, can you repeat? So you said all the
Yeah,
black
so
people can have
I throw a
cupcakes?
party. I throw a
Yes.
party. I bring out some cupcakes, best cupcakes you've ever seen. Delicious looking. And I say, black people, take a cupcake. This one's for you guys. White people, go fuck yourselves.
It
No
depends
cupcakes
what
for
you mean,
you.
though. If you want to do something good for the black people, or even like, let's just say you want just to do something good and say, okay, today it's not for you, it's fine. Sometimes it is like
But
that.
it's like,
You
but
have
also,
also,
okay, what about this? What about I throw a party every week? And every week it's a different treat. Every time, white people never get any. What about then?
but why do you invite them if you don't want to give them something? That would be my question.
I don't know how it's relevant when the question
It,
is it discriminatory?
because it is, because to that
Jean-Luc, this is
specific
what you did.
point.
This is what you did last time, right?
No.
You start. No, stop. I'm gonna be a little more strict with you this time because last time
Okay,
you
to be
kind of run
honest,
all over the place. Stop.
I did not run. I literally gave you,
Stop.
I literally gave
Tais-toi.
you,
Tais-toi.
um,
Tais-toi.
ok, oh, tu parles français, c'est très beau.
Bien sûr, je parle français. Tais-toi. Okay, listen. Okay, this is what you do. You did this last time, and you just did it with Taylor. Okay, we're trying to get to a point, and you're dragging me all around the room. Just chill. Okay. Why I invite the white people is so irrelevant when the question that's being asked to you is it discriminatory? Do you know that you're on mute? Good sir. Monsieur, you're on mute, monsieur. Monsieur Jean-Luc, unmute yourself, please. Fromage. Yeah, go back on mute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for not continuing that. I don't think he knows he's muted.
Yes,
Hello.
I didn't know, but it's
That's
all
okay.
right.
You
If
were
it's
you were
the way
talking
you
the whole
play, it's
time, weren't
fine.
you? No, but I told you I'm gonna be more strict with you this time because you did
Come
this to
on.
me last time. Come
Do you even
on,
remember
whoa.
what happened?
Yeah, you got crazy, and I had
No,
to.
no, not even. It was just about one single problem that we have. You don't remember. You can just admit it.
Jean-Luc, I
It's
do
fine.
remember, and this is what what escalated the discussion and started to frustrate me is that I would try to get you to answer a question, and then you would run to the other side of the room and try to talk about something else. I don't want to
No,
do
it
that.
was
I want
not
to have
that.
a.
You
No, it
don't
was.
remember.
No, it was.
You
Is it
can.
discriminatory? Is it discriminatory? You see what I'm saying? I'm asking you a question. Is it discriminatory?
Yes,
Is it discrimination?
you have to give a
Is
prompt.
it
You cannot
discrimination?
just,
Is it discrimination?
if
Is
you
it
did it, if you
discrimination?
invited them on purpose, yes. If not, it
Great.
depends on the
So this is
reason.
the same. Okay,
It,
now I'm gonna demonstrate to you why I asked you this question. I need you to just chill for a second, and I'm gonna try to show you why I asked you that question, why it's analogous. Okay, because similarly, everybody who's not an Israelite gets invited to the party, as in God creates them, but then gives us a bunch of instructions in a book that gives preferential treatment to those Israelites. So why did he even create any other type of person then? If he's going to discriminate against them, if he's going to prefer this one type of person. This was
so
Taylor's point, right? Right, Taylor?
what was
Taylor?
it?
Yeah.
Was it a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so the point of that is God, the Israelite,
Are you
weren't
gonna
just
answer
chosen.
the question?
I'm answering the question. The Israelites were not just chosen immediately. It was also them doing the work.
It
It's
doesn't
like,
matter. God is all knowing, bro. He's all knowing. He
yes,
would have
of course.
always known. He would have always known that he was going to choose the Israelites. It doesn't matter. They were always chosen. This is just silliness, Jean-Luc.
Yes,
Why
they
did
were,
he create?
but
Okay, why did he give them preferential treatment? Why did he discriminate against other types of people?
okay,
Why
what
did
are
he
the
do that?
preferred?
Why?
So
Why?
then I would ask you,
Why?
what is the preferential treatment that you feel like is discriminatory? Because I don't think it's
Yes,
discriminatory.
he literally says you can when you go to war with them, take them as slaves, except not each other.
Okay, and you think that's discriminatory?
Are you actually serious?
Yes, because for example, like
You don't think
I'm
it's
being
wait,
honest.
I
I'm
just want to
being
be
honest
clear.
about.
You don't think there's anything wrong with saying we can enslave one type of person but not others?
The point of that is
Answer my
I
question. Is there something wrong with saying that?
something wrong with saying to enslave others, or because we are
Is
talking
there
about war.
hello?
Hello,
Holy
Nika,
shit,
we are
bro.
talking
Is this a
We are
language
talking
barrier?
about
Is
war.
this a language barrier? Like genuinely.
No,
Genuinely.
we're talking about
Answer my,
war right now. We are
no.
talking about
You're trying to
war.
take me to the park, bro. No.
So
We're not going
so
outside. We're
yes,
not going
then I
outside. I'm
need
not
to
taking you for
take
a
you in the
walk. I'm not
park
taking
then.
you for a walk.
The point
I'm not
is
taking you for a walk. I'm not
we
taking
are
you for a walk.
talking
I'm not
about
taking you.
war.
No,
Jean-Luc,
no. I'm
Jean-Luc,
not taking
grab
you
her
for a
hand.
walk.
Grab her hand, Jean-Luc. Grab her hand. Is it wrong to enslave one group of people?
Is it wrong to enslave one group of people?
Jean-Luc, your
I
hand's a little sweaty. Let go.
I'm being 100%
Gross.
honest. I believe that slavery is wrong.
Why was
What
that so
was the
hard for you to answer
question?
30 seconds ago?
Because you cannot just give an because
So
you
why
have
did
to.
God say? Why did God say everybody
Okay,
else
I'm
can
going
be
back on mute.
slaves
I need
and
to
not the
zoom back
Israelites?
into my phone.
Why did God say everybody else you can enslave everyone else, but not the Israelites, not each other? Why did He say that? That sounds
So
pretty. That
the
sounds like
point of that
favoritism to me.
the point is that this is war. It's not that they just go in and
No, he
enslave
wasn't even
people.
talking. No, stop. He wasn't even talking about a specific war. He just said, in general, you can do this thing. You can enslave others, but not each other.
Okay, you can also buy slaves. Yes. But the thing is the terminology. So the point of slavery is also changes over time. The point of that the slaves they also
So
put
slavery was
into
okay. So you're saying slavery is okay
yeah,
as long as
back
it
in the
happens
no, I
during
did not
war.
say that. I say back in those times,
So
slavery
slavery was
was
okay back then.
everywhere. It wasn't okay, but it was a reality. God
No,
goes to
it doesn't.
if
Stop. I'm not
why
taking
are
you to
you
the
like
park.
that? I'm literally
No,
telling you
I'm like this because you refuse to stay on topic. You refuse. Like, it's honestly like you are a grown man. I don't know how they do it wherever you're from, where they speak French. I don't know what the hell they do over there, but you got to stay on topic. It doesn't matter if it happened all the time. What I'm asking you is if it's good. Do you understand that I could give two fucks if they did it? I care if it is right to do. Are you
so
following? Is it right to do? Is it right? Is it right to take slaves? Hello? Bonjour. Fucking baguette au fromage. Is it right to take slaves, Jean-Luc?
okay, this was kind of racist from you with baguette de fromage and everything, but
Yeah, except for
I
French isn't a race, bozo. I can
but
say what the
fine,
hell I
fine,
want
fine.
about French people.
Wait, what? What did you say?
I said I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about France.
I also
give a
don't,
shit.
but still, why are we? What is the
Yeah,
you
because
talking
that's
to
not
me and saying I'm
racist.
a
It's
grown man,
xenophobic, if
but a
anything.
grown woman talking that way? I'm fine with that. But the point is,
Holy fuck, answer the question. Holy fuck, answer the question.
first of
Holy
all,
fuck, answer the question.
Jean-Luc,
What was the question?
specificate. You have
What
to
was the question?
specificate.
What
You
was
have
the
to
question?
specificate
What was the question?
if slavery
What was
is
the
wrong.
question?
This is what your question was,
What
right?
was the question?
Can I say something real quick, right? So you can pick racism from a conversation.
So the point, the point is about
What
you
was
have to
my
look
question, you French
if
fuck?
slavery is wrong. Why
What
is God allowing
was my
slavery?
question? Okay, what's the answer?
Because at that time it was the reality. Slavery was real.
I curse you. I curse France. I curse all of Europe. How about that?
Can I engage him real quick?
Hell out of my face.
So, yeah, let me engage him real quick. So
He's
when
not here
God gave,
anymore. What the
oh,
hell?
sorry.
Yeah,
I was wondering when
that's
God
me
gave
spitting on you.
Canaan to the Israelites, on I was gonna go in that direction.
Who is
Like
he? Is he?
God,
What? Wait, Pat. Are you a Christian? I'm confused.
no, I'm not. I'm not. I just wanted to engage with him on Canaanites and why God instructed Israelites to go and take Canaan, which was the land of some other people, and I was wondering how he would respond to that,
He's not
just to
here
support your
though.
point.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but it's interesting how he's pulling you all over the place and just pivoting all over the place. I think it's a defense mechanism. He understands the question and he doesn't want to answer it, so he dodges and comes up with new ideas every single time. It was very interesting to listen to him, and he was a bit successful, uh, pulling you all over the place and just pivoting and coming up with new ideas and all that. So if he ever comes back, he needs to be pinned down to answer the questions, honestly.
Listen, I'm not pinning down any French motherfuckers, okay? Not anytime soon, buddy.
Watch your
Hey
profanity.
Samuel.
Thanks, though.
Yeah. Hey Samuel. Hey Samuel.
Samuel and Shakira.
Samuel. Samuel.
What's going on, y'all?
Oh, hey.
Who is this?
Are you a Christian?
Yes, ma'am. I'm an
How old
all-around
are
believer. I'm an all-around believer too, though.
How old are you?
29.
Damn. That's a good age.
Yep.
Anyways,
We got a whole family.
yeah.
What's
Why
going
is
on?
Christianity so confusing?
Because of religion.
Yep, that's what Christianity is. Why is it so confusing? Hello? Are you there?
Goes on that
Why is
messes it up for everyone else.
Christian... What? What?
Wait, come again? Wait, say
That's
the
what she said.
question again.
What? Why is Christianity so confusing?
Because
Why
of
is
religion.
Christianity
I'm
so
telling you,
confusing?
it's about the relationship
Dude,
with God.
Samuel.
Because
Christianity is a religion. So you're just like genuinely not answering the question. Christianity is a religion. Why is that religion so confusing?
Okay, let me go ahead and break it down for you. What I'm saying is that it's about the relationship, right? So once you get to know him for yourself, and what that means is when you start experiencing what the Bible says, you start understanding him. Like you start understanding him and you start knowing him, and then you start hearing his voice. And you'll know it's
Yeah.
his
Oh,
voice
that
because it comes
sounds
from the
scary.
Bible.
Wait, I have a question though. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
If that's true, then how come so many devout believers disagree with each other?
Because they be because they come up with their own man-made laws. They come with their own rules.
No, they're
They,
just interpreting the Bible. But why do they
oh, they,
disagree
they
on what the
interpret it the
Bible is
wrong
saying?
way.
Yeah,
It's
well,
easy to
how do we know what the right way is?
the right way. You'll know because, like I said, the Bible's gonna come to life.
Yeah.
Forget
But
about
then
what the pastor
people
said.
do that
Yeah,
and then they
check it
still
out. The
disagree with each
pastor,
other. Samuel,
Right,
Samuel.
right.
Hey,
Now
hey,
I'm gonna
hey,
use the.
hey, 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 hey. Wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm going too fast for you.
You're giving me this method, right, of how to come to truth, how to read the Bible and interpret it correctly. The
Hmm.
issue is that people do this and then they're like, oh my God, I've had this experience with God. The Bible is so true, but then with each other, they disagree on what it's saying. So how are you going to reconcile that? Because they do your method, it works, but then they disagree with each other. Now what?
Yeah. So when they disagree with each other, the reason why Christianity disagree with each other is because of Baptists and Pentecostals. Are you aware of that?
What?
Denominations in Christianity.
Dude, that's literally my question. Ford, can you big screen yourself again?
No, I'm just trying to I'm just make sure everybody on the same page here. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what you're saying slowly,
Okay,
not.
do you know what my question is?
Why
Can
did I do
you
that?
say it back to me?
Yeah, I can give back to you, but you gotta go into the Bible about it
Okay,
to help
okay, well
you.
what's my question though?
Your question is why is Christianity so difficult, and I'm explaining to you
No,
why.
nope, that wasn't my question. No.
Say it again.
Okay. So you said Christianity is confusing because people just need to like have a relationship with God. And I'm like, and then the Bible will come alive. I'm like, yeah, but people interpret the Bible differently. They have that experience with God. They have a relationship with God. The Bible
Hmm.
fucking comes alive and kisses them on the fucking mouth. And then they disagree with each other, right? They disagree with each other on what it's actually saying. So can you explain
Yep,
to me how that's even possible?
it's possible because your feelings get in the way real quick, and
How do we
you're a human
what
being.
the true
You're not a
interpretation
spirit. You're a
is?
human being first.
No, I'm God. But
Before you
how do we know what the real
spiritual,
how do we know what the real
you're a human being.
how do we know what the real interpretation is? What's the truth? What's the true interpretation? How do we know?
It's when you challenge the Bible and test the Bible and
Yep, they
start
did that.
questioning God.
They did that and they disagree on the conclusions. Now what?
They
How do we know?
experienced. They did have some type of experience though,
Yep,
even
they did.
in the
They did.
hospital.
They did.
Have you
And
ever been?
now they disagree. So now
Quick,
what?
quick question. Have you ever been in the hospital and
Wait, have you ever been at a gas station?
oh my God. Okay, I'll go with you. Okay. Go ahead. That's it
Yeah.
for what? Then what? All right, go ahead. I'm ready. Go
Yeah.
on.
Okay. Wait. So if they do everything that you say they should do, and then they do have an experience with God, but they still disagree with each other on what the Bible is saying, how can we know what the true interpretation is?
It's when you walk alone. You're gonna
Yep,
find out.
they do
It's
that, and then they still disagree with each other. Thank
yeah,
you, Granny.
that's normal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's
Wait, it's
normal.
not though. It's confusing.
No, hold on.
Keep it Sir Pigeon.
In the
No, but it's
Bible,
confusing though.
notice.
It's it is because you're saying this is
Yeah,
how
it
you can come
is.
to truth. This is how they can come to truth. They do that. They think they're right, but they disagree with each other. So one of them has to be wrong. How do we know?
Yep, one of them has to be wrong. Yep,
Or
you're
both.
right.
Or they're both wrong.
And the way that they'll find out who's wrong or not, consequences and things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen in their life. Not bad things that's going to kill them, but bad things are going to happen. Like they're going to lose their job.
Oh, wait.
They're gonna crash
Hold
their
on.
car. Something's going to
Samuel.
happen to where God is going to give them attention to let them know that they was wrong.
Samuel, I think you just said something and then it clicked what you're trying to say. Like
Go ahead.
basically you don't know.
Oh my God, I'm trying to tell
Right?
you.
No, the
Giving you
truth is that I'm asking you a question and you don't know, but you don't know how to say you don't know. It's okay.
I'm telling
It's
you.
okay.
I'm telling you what I experienced, though. I'm not saying I don't know the answer.
Why
I'm
would
just
I
telling you
trust
what I
your
experienced.
experience? There's billions of other people who have had different experiences and
Right,
come to
I can't
different
speak for
conclusions.
everybody else. I'm not a pastor.
Samuel, even a pastor wouldn't have an answer for this. Why are billions of people, why have billions of people done the same thing that you've done believe that they are right the same way that you believe, but have come to different conclusions about what the Bible is saying.
I'm giving you many answers. There's more answers too. You want me to give you some more?
None of them are actually answering the question.
Okay, so do you know
What are we
about the
gonna
fallen
do?
angels? Do you know about the fallen angels?
I'm one. Oh,
Do
stop
you know
it.
about the fallen
Stop it.
angels?
Samuel,
No
can I ask you
autographs, please.
Samuel,
Hey, 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 hey.
do you see this as a sort of thing where you win or you lose, Samuel? Because I do, bro. You got your fucking
I don't
ass
go out
beat.
without a fight.
I've heard
She
you.
winning right now, but I don't go out without a fight.
Yeah, come on now. I'm a
I want all the
champ. I'm a
smoke.
champ
When
here.
it comes to God, look. When it comes to God, I want all the smoke. Straight up.
Listen,
You
me
don't know.
too.
You don't know what he did in my
You
life.
got
You just
smoke,
don't
brother.
know.
You
You
got
just
Wait,
smoke.
don't know.
Samuel, but you're not answering the question, right? It's like if I
Oh
did all
my
the things that
God.
you're saying, whoa, come on now. No, don't
Don't
do
start
that.
crying. Stop.
Don't do
Poor Rahman. He
that.
can't take anymore. He's not gonna make it.
Don't
He's
do
pulling out,
it.
bro.
Don't you do it. No, seriously though. I
I'm
could do
listening.
everything. I could do everything you're telling me, like once again, billions of people have done, and then come to different conclusions than you. So this is why I just want to be clear. I'm asking you this because the question at hand is why is Christianity so confusing? And what is confusing to me is that I could be as faithful, as loyal, as devout to Jesus, to God, as anyone could be. And the next person who's as devout as me would have different ideas on what the Bible is saying. How can that be true?
Hold on. Let me talk to you right quick. Hold on. Let me
Oh
talk to
my
you right quick.
God. Samuel, if you weren't listening to me, I swear to God. I swear to God. Ah, guys. Why is this live picking up again? What's going on? All the British people have woke up. Go back to bed.
They're all awake.
Go back to bed.
Girl, though, man.
Boy, can I come here?
I just took my hour break, if not hour and a half break. What the hell? What's
Hey, you
how?
literally,
Can I come here?
Why all
Can
these
I come
people
here?
over here? Oh my lord.
lady, we just do one-on-ones on this panel, and you're the second to last.
That
Bam.
is true. That is true. You are the second to
If that's
last one.
okay.
All right, let's speed
Hey,
it up.
Samuel.
Samuel, you there?
Yes. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
forgot
Hold
whose
on. I
live
gotta
this
talk to you.
was because you were
Oh
gone
my
for so
God,
long.
Samuel, you over
Sorry.
here stealing company time.
You've been in the bathroom for
He
45
over here
minutes.
whispering to us.
You
Hold
better
on, I
wipe
gotta
and get
clock
back
in.
out there.